Maybe I'm bringing us in. Here we go. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome on in. Listen. Andy and I were up until I was midnight. I felt so bad. It was like 5 a.m. for him.
Yeah, it was 5 a.m. Yep.
And
Yeah. 5 a.m.
It was a really cool event that we did, but it was just like took forever. And I'm so glad that we did it. It was a great opportunity. Just we were up late, and I woke up at 6 to go to the gym. He has been busy all day long, so it's a little. I feel like this is the theme with this. We both come in here, and we're like, yeah, we're last second put together, but we're cool. But all that matters is that we're here. It is Challengers Elite Series 3 Finals Day, everybody, and man, we have some banger matchups coming your way. So we have the elimination final and then the grand final. We have Omit Brooklyn waiting in grand finals. And our first match of the day is going to be Team War taking on, or not Team War. Is it Team War? No, Royal Spartans. The Rally X Royal Spartans X whatever other organization is involved with that team. That's there going against the Omit squad that's coming on in, which is interesting because we, of course, have Pro Loot coming on in after Mr. Dylan Rex getting the call from the Carolina Ravens saying, yo, Vivid, we can't have him going to majors and getting shit in his eye. Okay, we got to get somebody else who's not going to get stuff in his eye. And
so I've actually got a story about like that. Because obviously I went to Madrid and like, so I saw.
Did you also get stuff in your eye?
Well, no, I ended up with a virus that floored me for about 6 weeks. Whatever the fuck's going on in Madrid, like we gotta talk about this.
Yeah.
But, like they ended up like so like the Ravens went walking past us because it was like basically one route into the arena. You couldn't like kind of backdoor entrance it. So
yeah,
they ended up walking past us on the way in, and I saw Vivid and I was like, Jesus Christ! Like did TJ Haley like smack the crap out of you last night? What the hell happened? So yeah, I mean that whole situation was really bizarre, and I nearly tweeted about it, but I was also kind of like, is there like a condition that I'm not aware of that I've like somehow missed? So I was like, all right, I'm just gonna like chill. And then obviously he appears on camera and Twitter just like crazy with it. I was like, all right, I'm not absolutely faded. I've not missed something. But yeah, I mean, it's tough for Vivid. Like it's a weird one because that Ravens roster, like you end up in a situation where Gwyn is really underperforming on LAN, but online he's absolutely nuclear. So it's a case of, all right, well, can you convert that online presence into LAN? If so, you've got a squad there that can really compete at the top end. Vivid just lacked a bit of consistency, I guess. It's a tough one as well because a lot of the year we've kind of been like, wow, moving Vivid from the SMG onto the AR has been a genius move. But clearly, you know, he's run out of gas or whatever's been going on recently. And of course, Teddy Rex, he gets the opportunity to jump on over, and that's been well earned. Let's face it, we've kind of been looking at that guy as a player to step up for a bit. So really glad for him to get his opportunity. And yeah, I hope he takes it. I hope he seizes it with both hands, because that's walking into a team where if you get it right, if you go in and you've got like the instant impact, we could be talking about Ravens being like top 3 when we get to the next major. And what a story that would be, what a performance that would be to start your career.
Yeah, it's going to be really, really fun. I mean, obviously we're about to head into major 3, right? To hop on in. And the fact that like you're basically coming in halfway through the year, we've seen this time and time again where you have somebody who does come on through, really supercharges a team, and it helps you, I think, get a little loud, kind of get you over the hump a little bit, which is what's kind of interesting, right? Because the Ravens were a really solid team at the start of the season, and then obviously they kind of have let off the gas a little bit. I feel like mainly the other teams caught up, right? I think they're one of these early teams that comes out swinging. They're feeling good in a season, and once kind of people learn how you want to play the game, you're then like, okay, well, you know, it's a little bit of a different different story that comes on through. So we are very excited for this. Shout out Bearded Rogue from my community. Hello, welcome on in. We are on a minute delay, just to remind everybody that's here. We didn't know if we were gonna have basically, so we're gonna have the exact same feed that main broadcast does, so which is really cool. So yes, this is gonna be great that we're gonna be able to watch, of course, this this game. To be able to do that and then be able to actually, you know, be able to cast. Because we thought this is going to be like a normal, you know, normal watch party they might be used to from other esports, where we're going to be watching main broadcasts and not really doing our normal casty cast bits, but I think we are actually going to be able to cast, so it'll be kind of fun.
We get to do the casty cast bits, which you know, not exactly lacking opportunity to do that recently. Very glad to say. Obviously, busy. Always a pleasure, but we have been busy. Like, I know there's going to be a couple of you coming in here and you know, in and out, and I'm looking at you, Bearded Rogue, like you're one of the folks who's coming into our watch party here, and absolutely a massive thank you to you coming on in. We were of course presenting presented with this opportunity relatively last second, and don't get me wrong, like that's just how it goes. Like, you know, things get put on, you know, they're on the back burner, then they're a real thing, and we just kind of like got presented with the opportunity. We were never ever going to turn it down, like 100% not.
Yeah.
But it's very fair to say that everything that we've done through this series has been last second cobbled together. Like, we got the assets made. We literally were told that we were able to do it. We had the assets made overnight, and then we were live the next day, just to kind of like very much so last second, you know, pull it together. And that's what it's all been. But we've got work, we've got jobs, we've got other shows, all things that, you know, we just can't move around as such late notice. So yeah, we've done our best to really try and pull it together. Unfortunately, we've missed a couple of things, especially over in Europe. And what me and Dan have already been discussing is ways in which we can take, you know, the very fundamental foundation level stuff that we've got right now and over into next year and really try and build something special for next year. So I'm looking at a couple of you guys and like, you know, Bearded, hey, look, it's incredible to see you in here. Thank you so much. You know, we've managed to get ourselves as well, you know, 40 subscribers, so many folk coming in and being really complimentary about everything and really lovely, which is incredible. But what we want to do next year is kind of help build a space that fills a gap in the community that we think exists, but also just kind of like helping knit a lot of the community together. So is there anything at all that you guys are sat thinking, yo, this would be a cool thing to do with this that we're not seeing, you know, because the main broadcast and the community broadcast have got kind of like certain things to them that they do, but also then things that leaves open. Let us know. We are super keen to make a really cool space for everybody.
Also, I am not ignoring you, chat. We're kind of last second. I wrapped up work. Andy got back from a wedding thing, and then we are going live. So I'm just trying to get some social media posts out so people know that we're here.
Also, I did have one beer, so I am casting and drinking.
That's
so
how you know.
It's like,
I wish you would have told me. I would have joined you.
Hey, we can. I don't know if the official bit being like the watch party that we are now. Like, I don't know if it's like, yeah, you're allowed to relax, but are we allowed like to break some out on?
And I have like I have a nondescript energy drink here. Like, can I
let me
take a
cover
sip
up
of
the
it?
brand very quickly. I have an absolute nondescript energy drink as well.
I can't hide mine. I don't like. Oh God.
Yeah, that doesn't look any better, my friend. So you know what? It's all good. Don't worry about it. But yeah, we just trying to. Did you say Royal Spartans? It was Royal Spartans, right?
Yes. Oh, we are. Okay. No, we are watching main broadcast. Okay.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we are watching Mr.
Okay,
Shift and Study. So
wait, do I hear them?
I hear them.
I do hear them. Okay. Cool. All right, then we're just gonna hear. I almost want to restart the stream and drop the delay then. But I feel like
because surely we're already going to be operating on a delay, right? Because they're going to be on a delay, so we're going to be operating on a delay.
Well, that's a good point. I don't think we'll be on a delay. Maybe we check
that one. Maybe we check that one before we get in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're like, oh yeah, we're dropping the 60-second delay. Surely that's how that works. Surely if we're watching something that's 60-second delayed and we add 60 seconds on, then that's 2 minutes
it's almost
delayed.
like I think it'd almost be better quality for me to just pull up the YouTube stream, right? Like rather than it go through vMix.
If you feel that way, I'm down.
I don't know. I feel bad. I don't know what we have. I don't know. I'm just a little curious. I thought we were casting. It's fine. It's okay. We'll have this. It's there. It's fine. Well, in that case, then I mean, well, I guess we'll just go along with the content that they have going through. Yeah. I mean, it just
what it will allow us to do. Yes, we don't get to really cast it, but we do at least get to chill with a couple of folks. Those of you in chat, we get to relax with you guys. We can have a conversation. You guys can talk, we can talk about kind of the way the teams are looking and stuff like that. And actually, it'd actually be, I guess, a watch party because we tend to commentate the games as if it is a professional broadcast. So just kind of taking a look at some bits and pieces here.
Yes, sir. Okay, well, if we're gonna be actual watch party, then let's I guess dive more into the analysis here. So we did have winners finals did happen where Omit Brooklyn 3-0'd the Royal Spartans before. Omit, they've been on kind of a run. They actually, let me see, who did they lose to? They lost to the Royal Spartans originally. Okay, so it's kind of interesting. We do have the maps and modes for this. Double Hacienda, double Vault red card. Wow, so electric, so dynamic of a map set coming up. This is, I feel like, dude, I'm worried that like if we don't get more maps in, like especially in the CDL, we are going to get to a point where we did in Vanguard, where it's going to be like triple Tuscan, right? And I feel like we might see more of this, where it's like double Hasi, double vault type thing, you know? So
No, I'm with you. I agree. By the way, Tuscan was a fantastic map. Vanguard was not blessed for its maps. Really wasn't. We had Bow Cage for God's sake, but it's one of those, or Bokagi, or whatever you want to pronounce it as. So, brother, I heard so many different pronunciations over the years. By the way, chat, do let us know if you can hear us over Shift and Study.
I don't have a super loud for what it's worth, so
I'm trying to figure out how to turn them down, but
yeah, maybe this will be fine. That way I don't have to mess around with like YouTube and like playing and pausing, and it looks great. It looks great,
what I will say, kind of like checking on through the stats for the Spartans, Mamba is going massive.
Yes.
There's a joke in there somewhere. 1.21 KD overall. Whereas for the Omit squad, it's very like balanced. 1.19 for Brack, but everyone else on that 1.14. And considering Brack is known as a player that kind of lets people like, you know, play out in front of him, and he tends to watch over, isn't really getting up in the face a lot. I feel like that 1.19 is probably slightly inflated. So, you know, pretty much all around the same performance-wise when it comes to KD. Obviously, that is all contextual, as we know, but Spark putting up a 1.22 in hardpoint. That's impressive. The team looking really good.
Yeah, no, I think this is going to be really solid. I see you, Rogue, saying you're just getting back into the Call of Duty and broadcast, so I'm way out of the loop of who's who in the competitive space. Yeah, so this is actually a nice way to kind of get back on into it because, of course, Challengers is it's the tier 2 of Call of Duty. So you might recognize some names if you watched, maybe a season or two ago. People like Brack, Sparty, Linz, and Standy. The entire Omit roster is all sort of ex-CDL. That have been here in Challengers, so they don't have a spot anymore in the league. So there's a reason that they are here. Obviously, it's Elim finals, so they would love to be in definitely a better spot for sure. But still a very, very solid team. The team that they're going against is also a bunch of ex-CDL pros. So it's kind of one thing to have in the back.
Some of them
brain.
Extremely recently as well, because obviously Lynn's just been released by Gentlemates. He's come on down. Spart, obviously a chip when he was on LAG. Standy's been in and out of the league over the last, basically since Cold War, mostly in the league. And Brack, of course, he's also been in and out. So yeah, this is a really stacked team, and obviously under the Omit banner, which where else would you be? If you're a really good team in North American Challengers, you basically live in Omit these days. But this Royal Spartans lineup, I don't know. I've got a couple of players here that I'm big fans of. Obviously, Mamba, who's changed his name over from Big Head, if any of you are uncertain where that player ended up going to, becomes Mamba, putting on very much so through this elite series. And to be honest, has been a player to kind of keep an eye on as they rise on up. But I'm a big fan of Cruz as like a player, as a person. So I'm always glad to see him doing really well. So yeah, it's a bit of a slow start here on the Hasi, but to see him in lower finals at least is something I'm really glad about. Yeah,
and Dak as well. Dak has been around for a while, and I think has always kind of been on one of these players that has always kind of stuck out in Challengers, and now is, I think, finally getting some little bit of recognition, at least here. Also, chat, I'm going to ask you guys a question. So we're watching essentially the same feed that Shift and Study are. Obviously we're hearing their comms and everything like that. Would you guys like us to drop the delay and then tune into the YouTube stream so we can have a little bit more one-on-one interaction with the community, which I feel like maybe might just be better over. I just feel like that might be better, so we're not 60 seconds behind chat and we can like have actual conversations and stuff. Maybe, I don't know. I'm just curious. If you're in the chat, what are your thoughts?
I mean, yeah, I'd be curious to see what they say. I think it's actually a good idea because then we can, if we're going to be more chatty.
We're not casting is the thing. Like, I'm not going to sit here and cast over Shift and Study.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's keep
a little bit of a faux pas to be TBH. Cast or faux pas.
Faux pas is definitely the right word for it. We definitely want to keep it respectful. So.
I mean, they're also good.
I mean,
so.
that is true. They're also not bad at what they do.
There's a reason they're there and we're here.
To be fair, I credit like Shift with a lot of the reason why my casting career is even a thing.
Sure.
Started off with, I started off doing a lot of like low tier Call of Duty stuff, and it was him that kind of turned around and said, damn, that guy should definitely get involved in more stuff, and he pulled me into a lot of the clutch setup, and so I've got a lot of time for Shift, and of course, Study being an ex-pro, we've all got a lot of time for him.
Surprise going into the second rotation. Omit is
14-7.
Yeah, they're almost a full 60 ahead. It was like 112 to 64, so they're only 8 points off from sort of that happened. But yeah, Spark kind of going a little nuclear.
Rogue said, I don't hear anything other than you guys unless you stop talking, but even then it's so quiet.
Yeah, I tuned it up just like a tad amount, just so you could like loosely hear gunfire if we stop talking, and you can kind of hear them in the background a little bit, so that way they're not overpowering us or anything like that, but at least enough that you can still hear some of the gunshots.
Yeah, all right, fair enough, fair enough.
Whatever you want to do, I'm here for anything. That's not helpful. Okay, wait. So let's take this. Let's take the P2. Huge moment here for Spartans to get back on into it. They actually are kind of double stacking this back spawn side. I actually like the setup a lot. You got Cruz just trying to play rock here. He'll be the entry man. They're going to be able to see get at least some solid info. Wiz cuts down another one on the top, and you're just leaving Dak, and you get those close spawns. So you can just kind of come back over here and overflood it. It's a 2-man hit through the front. You get a nice little 2-piece if you're Dak. Do you? No, you don't. Oh my god. Oh wait. Okay, it's Wiz. Never mind. Oh my god, you lose that gunfight.
This is one of the things that we've been seeing a lot more of recently. Like, although you want these driveway spawns traditionally, and I guess we kind of talk about how protocol is like evolved in the same way, right? It used to be a certain way of playing out P2, and now people tend to actually play it from the front to try and chain P3 and 4 together. I think you're seeing a lot more of this kind of play out for P2 here on Hacienda, where although you do want driveway for those close spawns, you can break through the front a lot easier than I feel like you should be able to. Now, I'm not 100% sure if that's just because misplays, but I also just think that like entering from that side of the hill, for whatever reason, you just get these nice angles into fights. Also, you've got the opportunity to play through water. So a couple teams profiting off that and then hitting an early P3. And oh, Brack. Okay, yeah, 2 beautiful shots there. Started off a little bit slower than he usually would, but he does have a minute 30 in the hill, so my guy's paying rent.
Yeah. It's kind of sometimes what you just have to do. You have to have those moments where you realize, like, okay, I'm, 11-11. Not really anything super crazy thus far, but, just get in the hills, soak that time, do what you got to do. Wiz 18 and 15 right now, actually kind of firing on all cylinders. Dak and Mamba and Cruz, actually, all of them struggling a little bit as it's split time across from all of them. But, I mean, man, right now, Omit, I mean, this is kind of one of those maps where Omit kind of has to really screw up for the Royal Spartans to take this map. Like, you have to completely botch it, because right now you have like a 50-point lead, and who cares? You're able to kind of just like make these hills mixy, and you'll basically scrap time your way to a win. And it's even right here, like Royal Spartans, they had everything they needed to on this P4, and unfortunately for them, it is just all a gunfight. Okay, Wiz has a big 2-piece.
This hill, though, is very much so suited to those who are able to take gunfights dynamically, and, well, Omit are not going to lack quality in that department. Oh my god, Linz almost does something disgusting there. We'll have support from Standy anyway, and yeah, Linz and Standy, 2 players who are going to thrive in chaotic situations. Not surprised to see them take control of this hill.
Both P4s have been dominated by Omit.
I agree, Study. Okay. Oh my, you have to win that. You literally have to win that. I like this. I kind of like the patience right from Brack. Just kind of sit here on the back, get some good shots on a Mamba, back him on up. Lynn's on the outside. 22 and 17 from Spart. It's a little scary. Omit, they're kind of looking good, but I mean, I think the S&D will be really fun to watch. I mean, double Hasi, double Vault is kind of a I don't want to say the word terrible, but it's just kind of feels like, I guess if you're the team that like does better on Vault than does better on Hasi, you're okay with it. I mean, you have a red card as your last search and destroy, which is just gigantic. Have fun running through Narnia. But
gigantic. Have fun running through Narnia.
It is, dude. That map is huge.
It is. Okay, so this is an opportunity then for Spartans to do to omit what just happened to them, which is bullying through the front. And the thing is as well, like, if usually I would have expected, like, okay, going into the year, maybe you have to take a hold of lobby, but you just don't. Like, you just see so many. Well, that won't help your situation. Although Linz does at least make up for that for a moment. Oh, fans too as well, to be fair. All right, to be fair, Linz definitely fried his own teammate there, but recovers the situation, finding 2.
Chance to still win it here if they get every single second. You don't figure that's going to happen. There'll be some level of contest. But the problem is the Spartans have to fight the war on two fronts. You've got to challenge as much time here as possible, and you still have to rotate the wins. Not what you call a recipe for success.
Wiz at least having the highlight play there. I don't know how he locks up 3. They get all 4.
All right, Wiz, nice little multi-kill, nice little job to make that happen. You love it.
Maybe the next, because you only needed 17 points. You had the rotation again over towards P3. Omit had just been in the driver's seat this entire map, number 1. It's a good rotation. Oh, I was about to say, yeah, that first kill could have been huge, but I mean, at this point now you got to send unique crews to activate from archers. You need to not lose first gunfight. Oh wow, okay, Wiz. No. A little bit simple, really, for Omit this one. I think you're always
there. You go.
Yeah, I think you're always asking for like a really hotly contested lower finals, but Omit made that very simple. Not many slip ups from them. The rotations, when they rotated in early, they did a lot. You know, they took away one of those kind of maps where they're taking away 40 to your opponent's 20. And if you do that enough times, you start to develop that gap. Doesn't need to be an absolute domination. Just be relatively clinical, professional about your job. So, yeah.
Wow. Great stuff. Out of Omit, game number 1. Heck yeah. Let's oh wait, they're gonna go ahead. Let's bang. Got a little stats. Got some stats for you. 24 and 19 from Brack. He was able to step it on up. Was mostly even. 224 in the hill time though. Feeling it solid there. 26 and 22 from Spart, and 32 and 23 from Standy. Dear God. Oh my Lord. Oh, see, I like this because we get their highlights and everything too. Nice.
Yeah, that would be a nice thing to have, wouldn't it? No, I think that they've done a...
Shut up.
I think that we've... No, brother, there's no way I'm expecting you to have that this early. There's the sneak peek for what is coming. Loads of different things, by the way, that we have like down on a list of just like, let's try and make these things happen. So, yeah. But, yeah, I think for Standy as well, even more impressive that you... Hey, Rogue, absolutely love you for that. Reflections, good to see you. Dragon, good to see you, my friend. I think when it comes to Standy as well, even more impressive running that SMG here. I think there's quite, you know, there's a couple of different hills where it could be a bit of a nightmare for you. Yep. So, you know, Standy doing Standy things. I think that this is one of those moments as well, like this being the last elite of the year. This is one of those where any teams that are like maybe hoping to make sure they secure champs or sitting outside of champs right now and looking to go into those majors with a bit of a, you know, play on a bit of a heater. This is one of those moments to really stake your case. Probably the last one until you get to what, Challenger Champs. So what is even happening this year with Challenger Champs? Do we know?
That's a great question, Enigma.
Do we?
I think
Should
technically
I not be asking that question?
I'm not gonna say that. I don't think anybody knows. I thought this was the last. People were saying this is like the last Challengers. This is the last elite of the year. There is a Challengers event, obviously at Miami. I don't know if we've heard anything about there being a Challengers event at Champs in good old Henniker, which is outside of Toronto, I have learned. I don't know. I don't know if we've heard anything about that. So I think we're just kind of everybody's waiting with bated breath. I think we have obviously Miami Major 3 is there. I believe they've confirmed potentially. I mean, I would maybe DreamHack. Actually, I don't know if they'll have one for Major 4 because that's DreamHack. So I have no idea. Why does Study's camera look weird?
It does. Maybe it's green.
Kind of looks like he's a ghost.
Yeah, you know the chroma key? I think it's interacting with him a little bit weird.
It is.
Yeah, maybe that's a lighting thing. But yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It is. Yeah. Looking like he's got like the holy light shining.
The holy light. What do you think? You want to go? You want to watch the YouTube?
Yeah, if we can make it more interactive that way.
I wish there was a way. Let me see. Let me see if I can discard the YouTube while we're live. YouTube live stream. Turn off delay and keep stream on.
Bringing fuego.
Bringing fuego, and by fuego I mean watching. Okay, I don't see anything in this customization. Message delay. Nope. Live reactions.
Trying to. Where did you say we're going? Hasi?
Yes. Hacienda,
Alright,
search and
Hasi-
destroy.
Okay, so much more on your first bloods than your bomb planting here. Obviously, still both important, but your first bloods. This is like the second most successful map when it comes to picking up that first blood. So we've talked about this before about how when you're on offense, like the defensive team have got so much land to try and cover. So you lose a player in that, and that is trying to cast a very wide net with very few resources. You end up super stretched a lot of the time. So you're looking for these offensive teams to find really like creative ways of finding picks, in particular countering defensive strategies. Gonna be a big one here.
Yeah.
So yeah, looking forward to seeing who does that. I'm kind of like checking out, kind of looking to see.
All right, chat. If we do this, you all have to stay here. That's the rule, because we don't want to lose the viewers. Oh wait. No, because then it's gonna change the YouTube URL, and we already tweeted out and everything. Never mind. We're not doing it.
Oh, brother, Jesus Christ. All right, yeah, we'll just leave it. And next time, if we end up in this very situation, we know to at least...
I'll remember it.
You know, yeah. So, Brack and Standy... So, in the S&D, Lindsay Spot put up a 0.92. Brack and Standy are on 1.35s.
Oh.
And I think, like, you know, Brack running that AR, that typical over-the-top kind of AR strat play that he has... Fair enough. But like Standy at 1.35 with an SMG is a guy who likes to get up in the face of their opponents with 16 first bloods. Brother, Standy is frying through this. That is insane. I mean, he does have 9 first deaths as well, so he's very much so engaged. He's very much involved in the early engagements. 25 first engagements so far. But the fact that you're taking the vast majority of those is really impressive. Checking out the Spartans and seeing where they are at. Spartans, Jesus Christ. Mamba has a 1.41. That's terrifying. First Bloods, it's not a great story actually in terms of First Bloods. Mamba is 7-4, so this is First Blood's first death, so you're up by 3. Cruz 8-13, Dak 4-5, Wiz 16-16. So you're probably losing more of those first engagements than you like. So that's probably what it comes down to then. For Omit, it's about utilizing Standy's prowess around the first bloods. Brack's not been bad either, 8-2, but just doesn't see a lot of them, which isn't a surprise considering that Brack tends to be a slow player. But Standy very much so the impactful player in the early engagements, and that's where Spartans have been struggling.
Dragon King says, I'm fine with staying here and listening to the bird's nest. Wow.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Yo, brother, do you really want me to come back with the cue ball comments? Like, you know that I can, all right?
You know, what I'm thinking about doing
both.
Is figuring out a way. I bet you I could technically figure out a way to do this, which is like create some sort of like create a like link things. That way it'll just automatically grab like whatever the live link is, and then so we could tweet out like a different URL that would just redirect you to like here on the YouTube live stream. That way we wouldn't run into this problem.
Dynamic.
Yeah, so we wouldn't run into this problem.
Wait, so you're saying that we could basically create a link that we tweet out every time, and just every time we put up a new stream, we redirect that link to that stream?
Yeah. So that way, if we had going...
I used to do that all the time with, do you remember Bitly?
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like didn't they shut down at some point? But like I used that for a similar kind of thing actually.
I remember there was a
throwback of like with a lot of trauma in it, because that was a time of grind. That was a time of grind.
There was a tool I used to use that would like invalidate the Twitter cache, so that way when you posted your link, it would be like the latest title and stuff, which is like interesting. You
gotta teach me some of your ways, man. Like
I don't think it's a thing anymore.
And like program wise, I always feel like I'm like good, and I always feel great about myself when I talk to like a normal person. But then when I talk to like folks in our space, I'm like, well, I know nothing.
It's fine.
I'm so lost.
I'm just a nerd. But Hacienda search and destroy.
All right, again. So all about Standy in these first blood engagements. He's also carrying the bomb, so he's doing the Lord's work from it on S&D. For Spartans, it's about doing better in those first blood engagements, but also leaning on Mamba, who has been ridiculously good through the season. 1.41 over Whole Elite is insane, especially in North America. It's such a difficult place.
Whoa. Oh, wait.
Wow.
Oh, my God. The team kill actually comes in. Lands with a little bit of extra help. Oh, my Lord. Okay, well, Royal Spartans, it was looking good. I like the patience from Omit at the beginning of that round. You saw him just kind of like take some early space on the map, and then they didn't have to really do anything crazy. Cruz going to be back here. He gives us some good shots. Okay, we actually just find Standy.
3v2. You probably want to play for this trade, but Cruz playing his life beautifully.
Wow.
Gives him a chance here.
Oh god, it's Rally Esports.
Rally Esports and then H-Town Spartans.
Now, is it Rally Esports?
I thought it was.
No, it's something else. H-Town Spartans. Which X
H-Town Spartans GG.
Rally underscore Esports, maybe? Is that it? I don't know. These teams need to figure out the.
I'm trying to just like scroll down and X Rally Esports. They don't even tag the Rally Esports.
If they're not showing anything, there's no reason why to try to overextend. Like, you have a lot of space, let's just hold it instead of running into that.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, it's just such a tough situation when you lose on two like that in a position of trying to just take away space. So the aggression gets countered. At least on the defensive side, won't be the case here on the offensive side as the SMGs provide the first two kills for Royal Spartans.
All right.
And the bomb is good.
Why does Spart not have his tag as Spart?
What, on Twitter?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Oh, you know what this means? We're on an official watch party, Enigma. I can get food, and it's not a faux pas for me to eat live on stream. Oh, I love that.
Yeah, but if you chew into the mic, I'm leaving. So
I'm not gonna chew into the mic. I have a gate for a reason.
At least I can rock no hair at 28. Look, I've always said you suit it. You suit it. All right, you do. So I ain't lying about that. But all I'm saying is I definitely suit having a bird's nest over being a cue ball. I've got a weird shaped head.
I've got a weird shaped head, he says.
I have got a weird.
Do you have a
shaped head.
dent?
I what, from like my headset?
Yeah.
No,
You have a headset dent? I think there's
I've had
a
hair since before then. So.
I think there is an opportunity for an IEM, provider to really lean in. Like Tim the Tat Man should have like who's he partnered with? Like Corsair or something? Like he should have been like, yo, we need to make IEMs, and then we'll play into the dent thing. That guy would have printed money. Not that he already doesn't, but
It would be like a good bit of marketing. Like I once had a video go mega viral on YouTube because we showed like a streamer like removing their headset and showing a ridiculous headset dent, but it was like it was concerning amount of dent. Like it was like, all right,
concerning amount of dent.
Like officially, the official line is that your headset will never be able to actually cause a dent. But we were looking at that guy's skull like, there's no way that is a normal skull. So
I don't believe that. I think
Brack 1v2, by the way. No. The Spartans countering.
Yeah, they had that first round that was really, really good, but Spartans just doing a solid job. Also, by the way, we are here. I know we're kind of yapping about headset dents and things like that, but obviously if you guys have any questions at all, we love talking about it. It's kind of unique that we get to talk about things mid-map. That we get to like answer questions and talk about stuff. So
Yeah.
Warriors? Cold War, I don't think was as definitive with First Bloods as the last handful.
Cold War, you had a lot more chances of pulling off like 2v3s, 2v4s,
all right, let's see. Can Omit do something a little bit different in this round? They've got countered 2 rounds in a row. It's a full fly on over to B. Some shots going across over the top. Mamba will drop. So Brack, good for a first blood here. But I don't know if it matters because Wiz. Okay, actually, no, it does matter. Okay, wait. Okay, huge 2-piece from Omit. Puts Cruz yet again. It's a 1v3. A little bit of an overheat, I think, potentially from Royal Spartans. I like the idea, but I just don't think they were ready for all these players playing a top plat. Brack is just literally shouldering stairs. If you lean on up a little bit, you're going to see Cruz. Okay, wait. Oh, the read.
wards off.
The
this, but
reeds.
a little bit weak. That guy has 100% HP. Going to lose that gunfight, especially when he also has a Jacko in hand. Lynn's able to be the closer on the round, but at time, omit strike for the first blood. Wiz and Dak try to run around as an army as two. You can always depend on that to be the case. Like, if you spot Wiz, Dak is most likely going to be really close by. But after he gets one kill, he's traded, and Dak is not able to find one. So numbers in favor of Omit. They secure it, tie the game.
Yeah, good stuff, man. And
Yeah.
it's just so curious to see how that round.
Just kind of listening to.
Playing with 3 ARs up top, looking to just overwhelm the window battle.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with that. It's, I mean, sometimes throwing that strat of just like, all right, we're just going to dominate mid works. It's one of those maps like Hacienda. Quite often it's on the offense to kind of dictate, are we going to BRA? But every now and again, it just works like, all right, we'll just fight you for mid, take control of it. And, well, from there, when the pieces settle, we should be in a great spot. Brack has gone on a huge route through the water here. If you can fight for office control, this is going to be absolute wraps. That shot that will give you away.
Yeah, no, it's not going to matter. Like, once you get that bomb down, he takes that position over to his pool. You have everything you want and the objective with rock control. Now it's a 1v3 for Mamba.
Some good post plant awareness right now. I do like that Omit is not letting themselves get like 1v2 and 1v3'd. Something we've kind of seen.
I like what Spartans were setting up to do. I think that they were immediately like, okay, how do we set up a pinch here? And that's why you've got one just waiting, laying in wait. You're waiting for your boys to kind of like, all right, we're ready in mid, we're ready at Lambo, let's activate. But Brack's already been super proactive, ends up around the back, and that just splits everything.
I feel like this is like a very respectful search and destroy. Like, nobody's like doing anything crazy. Nobody's just trying to like 4-man bang out rock and be like, Chalice. It's like, no, it's like
this is how I felt about map 1. I felt like it was a little bit like professional, if you will. It was like
professional,
kind of one of those maps where you've just gone in and done your job. Like it felt like there was nothing fancy about it, right? It just felt very like Standy has a hell of a game, but other than that, it kind of felt like we just got to business. Omit made it relatively simple. Spartans were involved, but that's about it, really.
Yeah, it kind of unfolds. The more security that Omit can just take a long.
Spartans haven't seen Mamba really get into this yet, which is who you're looking at.
Complete A control. There's just nowhere that Royal Spartans can go towards A. Unless Lens gives up his life.
Yeah, Lens is not going to ego chow there. Thankfully, he's able to play his life. But now 45 seconds to go. Brack now banking on this cross. You already have teammates walking towards well. Brack is at least able to.
I always feel like when we're, oh my god, okay, Wiz.
Good enough to back him out of position. Wiz strikes for the first blood. Mamba finds a second on the pinch. 4v2. It should be around for Spartans.
Yeah, and Mamba will get out of there. He's got help on the way, but Lens tracks it down with the pistol.
Okay.
Staying alive, just bottom side stairs. Dak on the hunt. Have the wingspan to connect onto the knife to Dak.
Oh no!
Maybe we tune into that at the worst possible time, and like he was already running with the knife or something. I don't know, but that looked awful from what we get to see there. That looked really bad.
Little tough, little tough on that one. A-okay though.
You already take top open control. They don't show face through top spire because the doors are closed, and then they have no secret control as well. So it's just like, all right, they're camping their spawn. What are they gonna do next? It's just they were more set up around that rotation over towards A than they were over towards B. And that catches them off guard.
I wear a hat with my headset to lessen the dent, or at least that's what I tell myself. Keep dreaming.
Yeah, I've tried the whole hat thing. The only thing is my head gets like super hot, and then I just end up getting stressed. You know when like you start getting tilted about things really easily? Like that's one of those things that for me, when I'm hot and I'm bothered, it's just not helping. So
when you're hot and you're bothered.
Yeah, dude. I get hot and bothered real easy.
Wow, okay. Things you learn about your friends.
Lens, why do we not have our gun up, my guy? Like running deep into the defensive spawn, he's got a pistol out.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Shift calls that out very fairly. I don't know what Linz is doing there. Just feels like every now and again you're seeing a moment of carelessness out of him. We've seen 2 of them in back-to-back rounds. Standy has done so well to stay quiet. Oh, no, but you gotta clean that up. Oh, you've got to clean that up.
Now it's a 1v3, but time's on Brack's side.
Yeah, it sure is. There's this wait.
What?
All right, well, Linz and Brack are just not gonna want to watch that back. Like, I guess what Brack's trying to do, you know, is someone gonna? I don't think I blame Brack that much. Standy there, you've got to hit your shots. Like that's cost you the round basically. You weren't in a great spot to begin with, but you've got to hit your shots. I think for Brack, he's hoping, all right, can I just buy time, right? I've got the bomb down. Can I just delay this? Maybe one of them hops the bomb and I just wait as long as possible and kill him. I think if you do that, you look very smart. So I think, I don't know, Brack there, he's just left in an awful spot.
That is, ugh.
Why do we ever pistol out? Like,
Yeah,
the difference between
Yeah, I think it's. I mean, I think, you know, Shift. I'm gonna use the word flame lightly here because he's not actually flaming him, but rightly calling out that a player like Lins should know that if you're making this aggressive push, you know, all the way up, into the defensive side, it's like you just gotta have your gun up at that point. Like he has his gun up, you might actually get a nice first blood that completely changes that round. Brack and Sandy, a little bit of just desserts from, of course, the ending of that last round, and well, blink of an eye, and Royal Spartans. Got a feeling this is going to a round 11, brother.
Got that feeling written. Yeah, that's all over it.
Yeah,
I will say Brack involved. No, I came into this talking about first blood engagements and stuff like that. Brack not really involved, and again, that's not a surprise considering how much it. Like he's got a reputation as a slower player. He very much plays off info. Very much kind of like lets things happen in front of him and then reacts to it. He's getting really involved in these first engagements. I feel like he's been there more than anyone on Omit so far. Obviously, we'll have to wait for the scoreboard to confirm that, but certainly working his way in those first bloods, helping his team.
the things I'm learning, and it's my first time here. Yeah.
I always feel harshly done for him. Like he's got this reputation that might end up with him struggling to get picked up because when he was in the league, like comments were made about him just basically kill whoring, baiting. And sometimes I think that's fair, but I think all players do that at points.
Well, it's also just, yeah, I think it's just tough to...
There you go. Another first blood for Brack. Although you do get supported by your entire team.
Yeah, great first blood as it's, you know, it's like people, that's like, there's the guy who posted the clip like, nasty 1v4, and you're watching the bullets from his teammates fly past him.
In text the other day where it was 1v3.
Yeah, he's a 1v3,
like,
and he's like, it's like their whole squad are like running, which is like, it was still a great play, but at the end of the day, oh my god, you just get one-wayed by grenade smoke?
Able to take down Brack, make it a 3v3. But Omen said, screw contesting over towards B. Let's just get this bomb down today.
Yeah, Rogue, if you have any questions, I mean, we are both obviously COD fanatics and love talking about this stuff, but it's kind of cool. You know, obviously, I think there's an element that people don't realize. Like, you know, one of the reasons I like watching professional COD is for the exact same reason people love watching professional sports, is because it's just kind of cool to see, like, oh, I enjoy playing COD. What does it look like when you're really flipping good at COD, you know?
Yeah. No, very much so. I think...
Like, I played football in high school. What's it like to be really good at that? What's it like to be a freak genetic nature?
Yeah, it's one of those things as well, like, the next level is when you play against someone who is actually good enough to be a pro at something. I did that in university. I played alongside a guy who went on to play in the Premier League. The first time I played anywhere near him, I was like, wow, that's the difference between me and an actual footballer.
You're like, this makes sense now. I suck.
But one of the things is, obviously, we watch, and it seems all, you know, we get a lot of information from Codcaster and everything else, and
yeah,
we get opportunities to sit and think about it. These guys operate at such a speed, under so much pressure. So good at what they do. Omit, they're putting themselves one away.
If they 3-0 this, I'd be, I mean, not surprised, but...
Well, Spartans beat Omit, right, during the bracket?
Yeah. 3-0, I'm pretty sure. Sorry, I shouldn't be yawning. I'm gonna probably regret drinking this Red Bull, but whatever. I mean, nondescript energy drink. Sorry.
Yeah, nondescript
energy drink. No affiliation with the Call of Duty League at all.
No, if anything, that was their main rivals.
I'm just waiting for a ghost.
Oh, this is bad for Spartans.
Oh, ooh, that's a huge nade. Wait, Lins.
That's risky. You get away with that? Oh, Lins. You all right? Lighten the tunnel for Spartans.
3v4 though. Oh, I like that.
Mamba's rapping.
I like the double hit secret a lot. Oh yeah, you needed to get that first kill. Oh wait, whoa! Oh man! Oh man! I thought he was about to. I thought he was about to do it.
That would have been insane. Fair play.
Actually, I'm just gonna go to this one because they're about 3 seconds about to bring up the stats from it. Wow, omit 2-0. Wow, woo wee woo. I don't think we would have anticipated that this quick. We would be on a 2-0.
Wow, woo wee woo. No, I mean, at least the S&D was contested. I feel like, you know, there was reasons to believe the Spartans could have walked away with that. I don't think you got it out of Mamba. Like I said, he comes into this series, he's got a 1.41, I think it is, in S&D through the season. So, you know, taking a quick look at these first blood stats, yeah, Brack finds 4. Brack with 4 is actually insane. Lin's 11-5 is even more impressive when you consider that he completely ballsed up like 3 different situations there.
Well, and
So
it's also
the kind of player
of his
he can
11.
be.
He's got 9 non-traded too.
Yeah.
Crazy. Dak and Wiz didn't have an opportunity to shoot their guns. Kind of sucks.
Yeah, it does. That's kind of... Watching this, and I can't imagine trying to track the enemy of how fast these guys are moving. It's wild to me how good these guys are. Yeah, honestly, the speed in which they play at is insane, and there's no way of really being able to reflect that until you're put in that situation. Because one thing to sit here and watch it, and you're able to process all that information. Again, it's one of those things like some people say, like, oh, you know, casting it, but you've never played it at that level. It's like those are 2 very different things. Being able to sit here and make rational decisions while we're watching it on a screen with all the information in the world, that is one thing. These guys are playing at a really high pace and having to make all those decisions as they go, but also having to do it without any of that information. And that inserts doubt, that inserts question time, response time. So, you know, these guys are next level. And of course, then when we start talking about the Pro League players as well.
It's also just like, that's kind of something that Enigma and I do. We try to remember as casters. A lot of casters early on will fall into the trap of like thinking that they have to be able to like talk about the necessary like why a player is doing a thing, or like, oh, I would have done this differently, or like you have to be able to do this type of play. And it's just, that's like, we really try to not do that, because exactly of what you just said is like their processing is such an insane speed that it's more for us to almost be like the filter of like what they're seeing, what they're processing, and then why they did the actions that way they did. That's like really our job as casters, is to be that filter to help sort of contextualize like, hey, here's why they did that, and here's why it was good or potentially bad. More or less, we actually try not to say bad. We try to just say, here's why it maybe didn't work out the way they expected it to. And that's a little bit better.
It's one of those things, like if you know, if we end up with casters in here chatting away or whatever, then, you know, I'm blessed to say that at a point in my career where I do have up and coming casters coming to me for bits of advice. One of the things I try to give them is, you know, try and focus on positives a lot more than the negatives, because, you know, quite often, again, it is easy in our seats to kind of sit there and be like, well, why did you not win that situation? It's like, well, we've got so many things happening like in front of us, like just having the x-ray and being like, okay, we know there's a guy around the corner. Not being aware of that just changes so much about the way you're thinking about that situation. So it's a difficult spot to be in. Anyone playing under a spotlight like that is not an easy place to be. Don't get me wrong, obvious mistakes, call out obvious mistakes, but it's yeah, definitely one of those things where you can focus on the success of a player rather than the downfall of one. And right now, I guess the team we should be talking about a lot, my friend, is Omit, who are setting up an Omit v Omit Grand Finals currently. Rafi, wherever you are, my man, got to be feeling pretty good about that. Continuing to just not only provide a pipeline for players into challengers, into the Pro League from challengers, but also continuing to have your brand be very well represented. I'd be very interested to see how that goes. Like, you know, you're underneath the banner, you're underneath the brand, you get coverage, I imagine, to your tournaments and stuff, but I'm curious about what the rest of that agreement is. Obviously, I'm never going to know, but curious about how you turn around to someone like Linz, Brack, Spart, Standy, and say, come play under me. Oh.
We're about to go into a break, so that's why I'm pulling it up now, because we're about to have a little bit of time.
All right, all right, all right. So those of you in chat, if you haven't seen us try and play this, CDL Wordle. So basically, we got to find the player, and it is actually it is sick. So
it's
we'll
great.
start off. I guess I'll go with Standy, and like it will give us like he's played in a couple of teams.
United
So
States.
we know that the player is from the US. Also has 0 rings.
and 0
And
wins.
what's that other thing?
Oh wait,
And
are they
0.
loading in? Are they
Wait,
loading
we
into
saw
a
straight
control?
from F3? Oh my god.
I'm gonna
Alright,
wait.
We'll come back to Wordle, I guess.
Maybe
yeah.
I'm gonna wait. They just showed it. They did the fly through. Oh my god, they did.
No,
Holy.
good. Holy.
Okay, yeah, we'll come back to this, ladies and gentlemen.
You're tripping.
Wow. Nah, bro. Powdered orange juice? Pass.
I don't know. I heard something about powdered orange juice.
Orange? What the hell?
I mean,
Yo,
I
whatever you guys
love
are smoking over
Tang.
there.
Don't get me wrong. I love Tang, but like, I wouldn't consider Tang like powdered orange juice.
Blue or red. You didn't say flavors. You just said colors.
Well,
Powdered orange juice.
Cards are looking for, and that's a miracle kind because at least for now you're down 0-2 in the series. You get a clean 4 dead off of your defensive push, and now you are pushing pace into their spawn. You can potentially build some momentum here. You only allow 2 segments to go away. With all the time being wasted now, Omen are going to slow down their approach, trying to clear up this spawn before they make moves.
Good follow up here from Wiz. The eyes forward here for the Spartans with 45 seconds remaining, and grades are okay for Omit.
You get 2 ticks if you are omit. I mean, if they take this first attack here out, it's GG's. It's lights out. It's a 3-0. Get the grand final started.
Too long of a route, and now that they're aware of it, yeah, you can
We have potential for like a very DoorDash series here. Like our
We do.
series
we
done,
do.
and then we get ready to move into a best of 7. Like, sheesh.
To get back into the play, thankfully he strikes at the right time. Find his second kill.
I mean, if anything, this suits Omen Brooklyn because we've talked about this a fair bit, but the fact that you are a winners team on these, I mean, obviously this is not a Sunday, but your championship days, like this is a case of you're sitting around waiting. You're hoping that you've managed to find yourself a decent scrim to at least warm you up. And quite often we talk about should the winners bracket team be getting an advantage going into that grand finals. Personally, I think you should, at least something. And this is why, because quite often your opposing team are coming off the back of a victory. They're coming in warmed up. But at least if it's quick, that's less time sat around. It's at least something for Brooklyn.
he's got pressure for the Spartans. He's got to play forward. Andy will find
Hey, this is just
This is
crazy. Like, this is
is
like
a
the easiest
destination.
round of vault control I think I've seen in a minute.
Oh, that goes big, to be fair.
Huh?
matter much, and okay. That's gonna be
Why are we just like, okay, this is I'm not flaming, but it is just like right there, like why are we tax sprinting? Like,
Wait, no one's gonna touch this, Jay.
whoa, wait, Bragg with a 2-piece with a pistol?
But now this
Bragg just went crazy, to be fair, but also
Oh my God,
then
Standy.
gets in through the back.
Oh, Standy Coon, get out the cat ears.
Individual play from Brack to get to. And get on the
Honestly,
board, put that thing
I
with-
actually think that Brack makes the big play, but not actually the 2-piece with the pistol. I actually think it's his decisions to step onto the point. He's challenging whoever that is that was led down behind the car, and they won't come out. So he goes, all right, well, I'll force you then, and steps onto the point, because then that player has to rush him, and that then sets him up for the 2-piece, and then that sets up the stuff after that. So that's insane. That's a really smart,
Yeah.
just one of those decisions where it's like, he could have stuck around for that fight. He could have slid right towards Art and tried to chow that in a different way and probably gets a kill but gets traded. But he thinks, well, what's the best way for me to stay covered and force this situation onto my opponents? Great stuff from him.
in that situation are not trading effectively, allowed Omid to just hit the different gear once they captured that A point and keep it mixy over towards B. They complete all
Yeah, a
the
little bit tough there from Royal Spartans. I mean, normally when you come on into a control like this, if you're on defense, you're probably feeling solid. But the fact that Omit just look absolutely insane, like it's really so normally when you come into this control, right? Teams will be able to grab the A point pretty quickly, but it's like that B you super have to fight for. It gets really mixy. Like you basically just have to hit the right timing of 3 or 4 dead. You're trying to grab power positions on the map. It's just wild. So the fact that like Omit kind of do it flawlessly is a little wild.
Stack it, get a second tick at least.
Yeah, bro, because that's what allows Omid to develop on such long routes. They're realizing, okay, they only have one person on. Like, everybody else is playing for a cutoff kill. So we can take a long route and find an opening on that angle, Brack does it and finds an opening double, and then you just simply get outnumbered in the rest of the trades.
The thing is, you know, you look at the scoreboard: 9-8, 10-8, 8-9, 8-6. I mean, what? You're up 1, up 2, down. So you're up 2 overall. So it's not a massive amount in terms of slaying difference, but the impact of those kills, so much better out of Omit. Brack can take his time here. He's going to be forcing that P2 spawn. And I like his decision. He's just going to get back on that heady, let his teammates clear out A. Honestly, I feel like Brack is actually putting in work.
Yeah.
Right, he gets absolutely horked on there, to be fair. But, like, his decision there to kind of like, all right, what I'm going to do is sit in this position, and then I can kind of like just tag the players up on the point, the opposing players, while continuing to put that P2 spawn, and then make the situation easier for my teammates, and I'll just back up and keep forcing that spawn. Great stuff.
Oh, Cruz. You really need to find like some of those kills. You at least find that player, but you yet again you chow Spart. Top art, and it's just not enough.
Yeah, no, it's not.
What's the so I meant to ask you this the other day and I forgot. Art is this one. What's the one that's P4? Do we just call it P4?
I've always just called it P4. There was a comm for it. Actually, there was 2 different comms for these buildings. I think one was white and one was yellow or something. Because the buildings have different colors. But like, I just stuck with Art and P4 from the very beginning.
Yeah. Bottom, probably just bottom and top. P4 is enough. I think some people call balcony too. I think balcony is what people call like the art that looks over P4. I think some people were calling that balcony as well.
Brack and Standy are able to find every single kill in the feed and shut down that push when Cruz had you safe on the cross. That is unacceptable to be ego challenging in that situation.
Oh my god. Jay's heated.
Like that. Like, personally, celebrate the great play, but also at the same time, oh my god. All right, yeah, all right. I was like, okay, Standy's in a great position there. We talked about that the other day, like how important it is to control this underground sometimes.
Not done yet.
Okay.
Not even a full wipe. You can get on and stack it. Why are we trying to play forward? You just need
Yeah. You kind of just threw. Okay, wait. Oh! Is it enough? Is it enough? Is it enough? Wow.
How have you gotten away with that? How have you gotten away with that?
And it is by points. That was my worry, is that they're gonna go down to lives and then not be able to at least get the tick. So the fact that they're able to win that and still get the tick is crazy. I think obviously coming out of that, Omit still is gonna be on defense just based on they had way more kills from that first attacking round.
Yeah, I think right now, like, the only thing I'm seeing with Omit where I'm a little bit concerned is it just feels like little moments like that where you're a bit lackadaisical. We've seen a couple of those in, you know, we saw 1 or 2 of those moments in the S&D as well, where it's like, yeah, gentlemen, you just need to make sure you lock it in, because I don't think you'll get away with these kind of things against Brooklyn.
Great stuff. Spartans taking a bit of a pause here on their defensive break off. Just wanted to make sure they clear their lanes before they reaggress upon the
Cruz on a 5, by the way.
Okay, I mean a Hellstorm would be sick. You had a Hellstorm for the next round? Heck yeah.
He's one more. Great wrap by Lins. Oh no, you 50 off? Damn, that's insane.
Oh yeah, wow.
Score streaks absolutely throw me sometimes. Sparty. Oh, that's a
damn.
That's a big kill.
Damn.
Now you're all getting caught. Last person alive is going to be Wiz. Omit walked right through the front door. They're going to guarantee that second segment. Can you try to contest this? It all starts with the opening kill. Dax able to find it.
Nice little kneecap, you see? Oh my lord. Okay. 22 and 13 from Standy, huh? 23 and 13.
Guys cooking.
About to drop a 2.0 in Control Elim Finals.
Be surprised he's not pushing 2.0 for the series.
What are we
Considering how good he's
talking
been. What was he in the hard point? Was he like 33 and 21 or something like that?
Like the Spartans found the initial kill to potentially find that break onto A, but then no one is in a position to actually hit the point.
Dude, what should I get for food?
So they all just get isolated outside of the
I always like try and keep it at least semi-healthy when I order takeaway. So I'm always like, lots of chicken. Not if you can
Just
avoid the
lots of
fried-
chicken.
If you can avoid the fried kind, then
Oh, you know what I really want?
Like-
There's a Chinese buffet near me that lets you, so it's like an all you can eat, but you can also go in and they just have like takeaway containers that you can go and you can load up whatever you want and then you pay by the pound. It's so sick. It's like I can
Yeah,
just
sounds
go in
pretty
and I
good,
get
not gonna
like some like black and pepper chicken and some green beans and some rice. Like 'cause that's like, you know, all I kind of want. Just like a low key meal type thing.
yeah,
It's like $9.
yeah, that's not bad. I'm not gonna lie. That's...
Oh.
Going to be the one out or R, and Cruz with the movement is able to find the kill. So
That's like actually a huge kill from Cruz. If he loses that like opens up so much of street side. He's still just there. I love it.
Dak's
like-
position mid-map so important. I think he's about to be wrapped. He's been holding for oh my god. Dak's been holding mid for so long, and the second he turns away, Linz drops in behind him.
Yeah.
That's wild.
This like little corner piece on art is like really interesting to me. I'm actually surprised they didn't like extend that a little bit more to make it easier to contest from that side. Like the fact that you have to like literally full sprint around the corner, like into water to try and contest is like kind of wild. I guess you can from the front to more towards the car side.
Standy about to do it again. Oh no, but he does get spotted this time at least.
Ooh. A minute, you got 20 seconds on the clock. You basically have to go 4 dead and then get on the point deck.
Do you remember what the life difference was round 1? Because like this might close it up a bit.
You're right. It might actually. I don't remember what it was explicitly. I want to say it was like
So if there's a, if
it was
there's a
like plus
really-
5 plus 6 omit.
Oh,
I could be
oh.
wrong. Wait. Oh my. Okay, Cruz. Okay, Cruz. Not again, dude. Not again. Okay, wait. Okay, that's a huge. It's a huge win. Huge win.
Stay alive. Just stay alive. Just throw a shoulder. There you go. Well played.
I thought they were about
One
to
of the things
sneak
I
it.
feel like a lot of like challenger players really could learn is making themselves a difficult kill. Just one of those moments where contextually, and it's one of the things I think Afro is insane at and shows the difference in his level to a lot of his opponents. Like, just making yourself like a complete nuisance at times, you know, moments like that. I'm just staying alive. I'm just staying alive. I'm just letting my teammates get in to support me. It doesn't look good on a scoreboard sometimes, but it makes a huge difference to how your team perform.
Yeah.
Or like we've seen it a couple of times where like a team is trying to set up a defensive hold and you're just being like an annoying player around them and not giving them that breathing room to do so.
Maybe with a little bit more cleanliness.
So Royal Spartans now back on the attack. I mean, they can win this. I mean, this would be a huge map win, obviously. So you're kickstarting the vault. We have double vault here, so we stay here for the hard point as well. But my worry is that if you stay here, like Standy's kind of shooting nukes right now, and vault hard point is definitely feels like a map that he can just take over. But yeah, okay. Well, it's a nice little 2-piece already from Standy, so you gotta help rip him
I gotta
off.
say, since the moment I talked highly of Brack and how well he was playing, he has not had a good time. So my bad, Brack. I think there's like
We're not
two
even
big players that are,
casting
like,
and we're
the
still
start of
cursing.
This vault, I know. Watch party curse. The start of like this, there's genuinely like 2 or 3 plays where like Brack just did the utmost, so impactful and effective. But since then, it has. Well, it's been the Standy show.
Yeah, Standy's honestly, this map is like kind of just been putting the team on the back. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I mean, there's been moments that I feel like this is one of those classic. This is like, you know, while the score line or the stat lines don't show it, the omit kills feel a little bit more impactful to me than necessarily what you have. Ooh, the double jump out from Spartans just to immediately get slammed. You hate to see it. He was like hey, all right, we're gonna jump out, you hold right, I'm gonna hold left, all right, 3 2 1, and it's just burn.
Both went right. That was the problem. You both check right, so it's like, well, this guy left was dead.
Oh,
I don't know. I mean,
Standy
the one of the things
cool.
I'll say as well, I think Standy, like Afro and a couple other players, understand at all times where they can be most impactful. So like Standy, obviously, of course, you know, this central point, you can be super impactful with a Jackal. But also, Like, if he has to push for that B site, we've seen it a couple of times now. He's like, okay, I'm not winning these fights against AR sat up on that balcony. I'm just not doing it. I'm not picking them off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to then find a way to route in through the back and clear that out. And just being like, I feel like you see a lot of players kind of sit into a rhythm. So like, for example, B here, SMGs in particular, you see a lot of them just hit the front, keep hitting it. And then whereas Andy's like, all right, how do I find different ways to approach this that benefit me a little bit and then roll the dice in my favor?
Yeah.
In that aspect. So Omit able to stand strong. Well, back-to-back on the defensive rounds here in round number 5. Warrior Spartans looking for a good break off, so they're taking their time on this approach again.
Good first. Lins. I'll just let this go.
And these rounds suck.
Yeah, they're just
Ooh.
not well timed. And it's just one of those things, like, once you lose your members from the front, those players
Yup.
on the overextension just have nowhere to go. Like, they're just stuck there.
Bro.
Yeah.
Just like, dude.
Oh, I know what I look at. There's a place near me that does like good like hearty like homemade food.
We were able to pick them apart initially off the break off, and now you can already see the kill feed. It's pinstripe. They're effectively traded. Now Brack finds himself on 5 in a row. You're up by 6 lives. 40 seconds left to go. Spartan's gonna waste a lot of time just working out of their spawn.
Yeah, I don't know, Jay. It just feels like Amit have gotten to read on what the Spartans have been trying to do.
Their options aren't very good today.
This is wow.
Yeah, this was like really close until we got to this point.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, a 3-0 though. I feel like if you are, watching this, you're excited for a 3-0. I'm excited for 3-0 just because it lets us get to the best of 7 faster. I assume finals is the best of 7, right? Like, there's no way it's not.
Yeah, I'm assuming so.
I don't assume they would do best of 5 reset.
No, I think. To be fair, I don't even think players want that anymore, which is weird to me because that used to be the standard. But I think that what they're trying to get is like that one. You're given that one map like lead.
Hot take. I don't know if I like that.
I feel like there's got to be something though for coming in from winners.
No, I agree. There absolutely should be something coming in from winners. I think, you know what I think? What if you could, so maybe instead of giving the first map, what if you got to, I'm trying to think. I'm just like, I wonder if there's a way where you could essentially pick the first 2 maps rather than it be flip-flop. That way you feel really comfortable on your first 2 maps. That way if you come out swinging, all right, great. You're kind of feeling good about a 2-0. Like you're being up in a series 2-0. But then, because like right now they get what the control veto. They basically get to pick what control is getting played. Is they think what they get now, right?
I wonder if there's a.
I just feel like there's like a way that you can do it. I just feel like the one map is like maps are so temperamental that like giving somebody a whole map like just feels insane to me. For winning one less series actually. So I don't know. I've never been a super big fan about it.
Because I feel like there's got to be a tangible advantage in saying like what is it the minute you get like a little bit of advantage in veto, but like
what if you got? I mean, obviously this would entirely screw up the process, but I'm sure we could figure something out where it's like, I'm just thinking like, so it's like rather than give vetoes, let them pick maybe map and side. What if you got to do that? Like maybe for like the first 2 maps or something, you get to pick map and side.
Maybe. All I know is it's got to be better than what it is now. Like right now, it's just not.
I mean, even just letting them for map 1 pick map and side is already better than what they currently have.
I don't know. Curious about if anyone in chat has any suggestions there, but it's just like, I don't know. I worry about like I just worry very much so that then I just worry about if that's enough. I feel like
no, I agree. It's so easy though to go like too far as well, right? Whereas then it's like, oh my god, you have this insane.
Well, I feel like we used to, right? We're needing that reset. Like that was
yeah.
Heavy that.
A little bit interesting too. I'm just gonna kind of look at this bracket. So Omit, who do they beat? Luxury Exotics. They beat Royal Spartans down to 3-0, which is so crazy because Royal Spartans 3-0'd them. So now it comes down to Omit Brooklyn. How did these people fare in the
groups?
Like the head-to-head.
I've got this up. So Omit were top of their group.
Oh, this team didn't play each other. That's right. They were
Brooklyn
different.
were top of their group. Both teams went 5-0.
Wow.
Yeah, Omit were dropped just 4 maps all the way through, whereas Brooklyn dropped 7 maps. Brooklyn won 2 game 5s, whereas Omit had to win also 2 game 5s, but had 3 3-0s. So
Wait, who turned into Hold and Iron? Oh, that's right. 6. That's right. I was right. Remember when I said I thought the 6F org like ceased to exist? They did. That team moved to be called Hold and Iron. I love it. Oh, that's so trolly, man. It's so trolly. Anyway, back to the important things that we do on this channel, and that is play CDL Wordle.
I was wondering if you're going to pull that back up. I'm very glad that you have decided to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always surprised at all, by the way, to see the 2 Omit teams into finals.
That man Rafi
I had my guess, by the way,
awarding.
so it's you. You did this to me the other day where you kind of like tried giving me like the first 3 guesses, and I'm like,
No, I'm not. Okay, so
You're
0
lying
wins,
and you're
0 rings. They're older than 23, so they've been in the league for a bit. Not Minnesota, not Toronto, not the Legion, Las Vegas Legion. Okay. What do we go like? Assault doesn't have. Does Assault have any wins?
I don't know why would I want to say yes. I feel like he got one on LAG.
I don't think he did. I'm guessing Assault. Dang it! Okay, but I did get LAG.
I think he was part of that. True. I think he was part of that team. You know that the Volk. I think he was part of that team.
Was he?
I feel
Slasher,
like, yes.
Slasher, Assault, Spartan.
A seam?
Oh, it might have been a seam. Yeah.
All right. So we did. Yeah, LAG.
We did find LAG.
Older than 23.
Or he's less than 28 too. So
Yeah, US 0 rings, 0 wins. LAG, US. Wasn't. Oh, I don't know his age though. Wasn't Diamond Con on LAG for a bit?
DC was.
Try Diamond Con.
Ooh!
Oh,
Teammates
damn.
on wait.
So close.
Is it? It's not Kiz. It had to be somebody on both NYSL and LAG, and they were teammates with Diamond Con. So who else has been on both
Diamond Con's Canadian. I'm a dumbass. I totally forgot about that. I thought it was from.
Who? Okay, so who older than 25 now? So somebody that's a little older than 25 was on NYSL and LAG, and was teammates with Diamond Con. Who? Okay, we can figure this out because there haven't been that many people on NYSL.
By the way, we got to work out if these games are a we or we're against each other.
Well, I think these are fun. These are I like it being a both of us, being our brains.
All right. Well,
our collective COD brains.
Yes, and like we're against chat. I don't know. The caveat is that we have to go first, us two, and then
I'm okay with that.
All right. So, but was on NYSL and LAG. Not many players have been in that situation.
That's what I'm saying. Is like I'm trying to think. So far, we have Kismet. Okay, so who else was part of NYSL? Is it Skies?
Was he on LAG?
Yeah, is that
Skies on LAG?
Oh no, he was on Rocker. I get Rocker and LAG mixed up all the time.
Yeah, it might be easier to go because LAG have had so many players.
I know. Well, that's what I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of like who has been on NYSL that then went to LAG.
How old's Neptune? No,
Neptune's a little older. Neptune's a little older. He is. He's been around forever. Remember, he was competing in Halo way back in the day. So
Ryan?
I
might be way off here.
Does Neptune have a win?
No.
No, he doesn't.
Wait. Who was he on?
Did Neptune team with Diamond Con though?
NYSL? They were both. I swear they're on NYSL. No. All right, so they weren't on there together then.
All right, who are people that have been on NYSL that have left? Mac, but it's not going to be Mac. Trey Zero, no. Sib was never on LAG though.
Yeah. Trying to think. Who has been? Because I feel like NYSL have had relatively steady squads over the years.
Not. I was just trying to think. Not Krim, not Clay, not Zuma. I'm trying to. If they're older than 25, I'm trying to think. Is there anybody who was like either on LAG MW 2019 and then was on NYSL for Cold War, or vice versa? Who was on the first? I'm trying to remember who that first NYSL
was
roster.
like Paco, Clayster, Crimsix, Neptune, right?
Yeah.
But then Neptune got dropped. So who came in for him?
Wasn't that Kiz?
Who came in for him? Yeah. Like, well, Kiz was on there for a while, but was he on LAG? I don't remember. Kiz was on LAG. To be fair, there was a period of time where he was in and out of the league,
that
right?
first LAG team was so random.
Bro, you want to talk about random? Go and look at the original Toronto Ultra team in like Modern Warfare 2019.
All 10 of them?
They brought a fucking army to like play Call of Duty. It was insane. Like they were like, the league was like, yo, you're allowed. And I mean, fair play to like, I swear it's Overactive Media, right? Is it Overactive?
Yeah.
On Ultra? Like they fair play to them turning around and being like, yo, we're going to take 10 players and give them a salary, because that was wild. Like their bench was like so many players, like Methods and Lucky and so many different players there. Sorry, not Methods, Metals, Lucky.
Let me see. I'm just looking at players that have been on LAG.
Are we allowed to Google?
I wasn't Googling. I was just looking to see who's been on the team.
I feel that's Googling.
Oh, is it?
I definitely feel that's Googling.
If it makes you feel better looking at this, there is a no player who has gone from LAG to NYSL, so it had to be the other way. They do have now. If this
like a fellow,
if this stupid website says,
what about fellow? Or does he have wins?
I don't think fellow has wins.
He's been on like
27. Anyway, he does have a win. And Paris. We've added Paris.
So he wasn't on. I thought fellow was on
Okay,
NYSL.
who? Oh wait, is it?
Never mind. Wow,
is it Asim? Is it Asim? No, because Asim's Canadian.
Nah, and he's got wins.
But like, I'm trying to think. Okay, if it's Paris though,
fellow get a win.
Tyler Fellow.
This just during the CDL era.
No, the wins and rings are from all time.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. Rings have to be, I guess, as well.
Yeah. Sorry.
So Paris, NYSL, LAG. I'm trying to think of like top end challenger players that maybe like slid down over the years, like. Whoa. Wait. Did Classic ever play NYSL, or is he Canadian?
I don't think he did.
Because I know he did play. I swear he did play LAG Paris.
Nope.
No, but it was Seattle.
It's Seattle. Wait, dude.
Bro, this guy's been on every team in the league.
It's got to be somebody that was just thrown. Okay, this one makes this hard because it's somebody that was just thrown in the blender that's played on.
Oh, Classic has 5 wins as well.
Paris.
I feel like we're getting worse at this.
No, I mean that wasn't a bad guess because we also got Seattle, so like it was worth it in the end. But okay, so Paris, Seattle, NYSL, and LAG. Who? Okay, the Paris one. Only not great people have been on Paris.
Yeah, I think this is someone who was pulled up into like NYSL and then fell down the ladder. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, well, Seattle though. Seattle hasn't had that many different people though. This has to be somebody from Modern Warfare 2019, like because there's no way that like they started on
who was on that team then?
The Seattle. I mean, Seattle was like Karma, Octane, Enable. maybe Classic, and I forget who the other one was. Okay, who's teamed?
Slack.
They've teamed with DiamondCon and Fellow. That we do know. So who's another person that has teamed with DiamondCon and Fellow? Okay, so DC's an AR.
Wait, it's got to be Cold War then, right? It's got to be Cold War because DC didn't come into Cold War. It's got to be Cold War onward.
Yep, that's a good call. It's a good call.
So,
Well, no, the person could have been playing in Modern Warfare 2019. It just means they teamed with DiamondCon at some point.
true.
So they could have teamed. They could have in that Cold War season or in the Vanguard season.
Brother, this one is tough.
Okay, who? It's like a. So DC's an AR, isn't he?
Paris, Seattle.
Who else was on that? Who else was on that
LG.
Paris team with DiamondCon? Like, it was like
Case.
Too real? Is it too real? Do we have Florida in here? Okay, no, Florida. Okay, not too real. Never mind. So it can't be too real. Can't be Brack. Can't be.
Can it be Kiz? No, because he's got to
No,
win. Well,
he's got a ring.
including the pro-am.
I guess he's got to
Oh,
win.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, of course he is. Jesus.
Yeah. Kiz is a
I feel
ring.
like this is one of the problems because it's like now I'm just like losing at like the
Yeah,
wins a
well,
little
it's okay.
bit.
I'm trying to think like can't be who else was on that Paris team, dude? It was like DiamondCon.
like Zed and like all sorts of random named players.
Yeah.
Looney.
It's not Arcides.
Wait, could it be Looney? Nah, he's got to win. Surely he's win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they were also teammates apparently on Seattle. So it's got to be somebody from that OG like Seattle team.
Yeah, because the OG was classic, slacked, enable, octane.
Is it Slacked?
Brother, I said that to you like 2 minutes ago, but I swear
didn't hear
he's got
that.
wins.
Also, I don't remember Slacked ever being on NYSL Paris or.
True. Damn, this is so hard. Anyone in chat want to weigh in?
Vivid? I don't think it's Vivid.
No.
I don't think Vivid never played on Paris. Dang, dude. You sure it's not a scene?
A scene because he's Canadian.
I'm gonna guess him anyway. No, okay. We just got the NYSL and LAG. Wait, so this person was on with a team on NYSL and LAG. Wait. Did Arcides ever play on Paris? No, Arcides has a ring also too.
Scroll down. You are right, Bearded. We do keep circling back to him. So we were teammates with DiamondCon. We were teammates with Fellow. We were teammates with Looney and teammates with...
A seam.
Oh, I can't see... And that bit written in yellow, I can't actually see it.
Oh,
So.
okay.
Teams LAG, NYSL, Paris, Seattle. This is someone that must have been
It's
performing
somebody in a
alright
blender,
in these
dude.
lower end teams and was getting passed around.
I'm now gonna go. I'm now just looking at Paris Legion on. Oh, is it fucking is it Gravity? Or Oh Johnny?
Nah, it's not gonna be Johnny.
It's gotta be like one of, oh wait. You know who it might be?
I feel like Gravity never made NYSL.
Is it Donnie
Oh.
Temp?
Wait, nah, because he has a win, no?
Oh,
Yeah,
he does.
Jesus. Paris NYSL. It's got to be someone. Think of like top end challenger players over the years.
What about like
'cause,
John?
a lot of these players. John
Fire.
definitely has a lot of wins. A lot of
Fire?
these players. Fire did not get beyond Paris. A lot of these players have like. Like when you think about the teams, so they made NYSL at one point, but then Paris, Seattle, LAG, like they've been in and out surely with challengers.
Yeah, so I'm just looking at people who were on the Paris Legion. We guessed Temp, Oh
Star has
Johnny,
a win.
John has a win. Gravity, Decimate. Is it Desi? Wait, yeah, wasn't Desi on NYSL? It might be Decimate.
If so, that is a wild.
Oh my
Oh my
god.
god. To be fair, the average score is 7. That's a really tough one.
That is crazy. All right, let's play Gridlock.
We would never have got that one. I would never.
No,
would
I
never have come to
completely
Decimate.
forgot Decimate was a person. Is Decimate even playing
Yeah,
right
my
now?
bad.
Like,
I don't think so. I think he decided to hang up the sticks.
was last in Subliners Academy. Yep. All right, let's play Gridlock. This one's fun. So remember with this one, we're trying to get the least common answer we possibly can in each one.
0 rings and teamed with Bants.
Methods.
Feel that's gonna be common.
Okay. Who else was on that Toronto Ultra team from Modern Warfare 2019 that doesn't have a ring? Dude, I mean, like,
Was Bants on Ultra at that point? He went to.
Was
He
it?
was there Cold War. We knew that.
What about? Trying to think about.
Kleenex.
I was about to think like Kleenex or Insight.
Yeah, either of those would be pretty good guesses, I think.
I think let's go Kleenex. Okay, teamed with bands and from the United States. Oh, I'm glad we used that for this one then. We could say methods for this one.
We could, but is it only Ultra that Bants has been on since he went into the CDL?
I'm pretty certain.
Rocker? I don't know why, but I feel like Rocker have had like everybody in the league at some point.
Yeah, he went to Rocker. Yeah, he was there for Ultra and Rocker, and then that was it.
So Rocker United States, was he on with Paul X? Is Paul X from the US?
Yeah, Paul's from the
He's
US.
Canadian. Okay.
Paul, I
think
like
they-
Paul. I think Paul X is a good one. No, Paul X did not team with Vance.
Wow. I thought they played together on Rocker.
Oh wait, that Rocker roster was like, what was it? Bance, Attach. Oh, wasn't Cammy on that team too?
Attach might be a good one if they've teamed.
Attach and who was the fourth one? It was some rando. Fame?
Oh, maybe. Actually. Yeah, Fame.
Kind of like Fame.
Yeah, I think that's good. All right, team with Bants and LAT.
Cammy. That's actually. Is there literally any other answer?
No, I think that. Well, maybe, but like that's a really good one.
Florida
All right,
0
so
rings.
0 rings. Florida.
Dave Patty.
2 real.
2 real. The pillow. The pillow. Florida, United
That side is
States.
actually really funny.
Dave Patty.
Yeah.
LAT
and
Florida. Let me see. Joey D wasn't on Florida at any point. None of the Spaniards were on LAT, right? I'm trying to remember that Cold War roster. They're just cycling people. Venom wasn't on Florida at any point, I don't think. Brack never played LAT. Havoc was never LAT. Ooh, this is a tough one.
Sorry, just sorting something very quickly. LAT Florida. Who? Yo, Rogue, I'm not gonna lie, I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you to come in with something bigger. LAT and Florida. Then on both.
Who's dude? Who's been on Florida?
I feel like this is gonna be that LAT roster that had like Cammy and that on it.
Who was it? Cammy, Joe Deceives. Was Nasty ever on Florida?
No.
Okay, well, LAT has had some pretty good rosters.
Yeah, but remember the Mutineers back in the day were really good. Like, they went through a stage where they were like the third, fourth best team for a long time.
I'm just trying to think. LAT has only had so many people though. Like, what? Slasher, Temp, Venom, Hook, Kenny, Octane, Draza.
Should we just move on to one of the other ones and come back to this one?
Yeah, we'll come back to this one. At least 25 years old with 0 rings. I mean, that's...
We need an older head.
Who's an old head?
Neptune?
No rings. No, Neptune was 23.
23.
Who's like somebody... Did Temp ever win anything?
Rings, no. Wins, yes. Oh, Wake. Rogue comes in with Wake. Was Wake ever on LAT?
Ooh, he might have been.
I don't remember being on LAT, but I mean,
I for some reason I feel like I remember him. No.
No. Oh wait, we aren't gonna be able to fill this then, right? Because we've now got.
Oh, we have no. It's like guesses wrong. I think.
I don't feel like we've had 7 wrong guesses.
No, we haven't. It's saying you have like 2 wrong guesses left. At least 25 years old.
From the States.
And from the States.
We gotta find the lowest answer to here, I guess.
Yeah, who's like 26, you know? Who's been around?
I mean, who are the older players? Like Slasher, Octane.
Slasher, Octane,
Looney.
Krim.
Oh no, wait. Is Looney from the States? I always forget.
I don't know.
Wasn't Draja on both Florida and LA?
Was he on?
I don't remember Draja being on Florida.
I don't think he was.
He was definitely LAT, but I don't.
But was no, because I don't think he was.
Has Sky's been LAT? No. Oh no, I got sneezes.
Oh, God.
I'm trying to think.
At least
this is tough.
At least 25 years old on United States. I mean, Assault. Silly.
Yeah, you're looking for like.
What about Silly? That's a throwback.
Yeah, that is someone that not a lot of people are going to be going for. Yeah, so we got 1 guess left, so we won't even fill this.
Oh, well.
LAT at least 25. Kenny,
Octane, Enable. I
Yeah.
kind of like Enable.
Oh, Enable didn't play.
Capsidal.
God, Jesus. Enable didn't actually play for Thieves. He's just been on like the org for forever.
Dude, Methods wasn't as popular as Kleenex.
What? How?
I don't know, but we have a game.
No, all right. Do me a favor. Click on the capsule. Oh no, never mind. I was gonna say click on the capsule and see who else. Oh no,
it's not. It's just capsule.
All right, okay.
It's just cap.
1 person. All right, we got absolutely hoiked on there. Rogue. All 3 of us just got absolutely dumpstered by that.
3 with an extra AR.
All right, so into grand finals then.
I
Best
didn't
of
happen to
7.
see the maps and modes.
This is Omit against Omit Brooklyn. Both of these teams went 5-0 grands. Sorry, 5-0 in groups. And then Omit were put into lower by Royal Spartans, but they just fixed up that problem by absolutely decimating them. So pretty good for them so far. But I guess Brooklyn, they come in from winners, and it's just about making sure that Omit don't start really hot. Because if Omit do start really hot, obviously Brooklyn, they're not warm. But Craze, well, he's 6-1, so apparently he's been shooting bots good.
Yeah, he's keeping warm. Okay. So this other, the Omit Brooklyn team is Prolute, Exceed, Mercules, and Craze. Okay.
At least for now. Linz over the top makes this more.
Thought he got loaned to them a couple years ago. No, unfortunately not.
Top is decent, but not enough to secure the kill.
Yeah, that's kind of faded that Capsule is the only one. That was their thing. Was we were trying to think of like
Goes open, neutral.
not just the straight up one. We were so close too because we talked about that LAT roster. It was the only one we didn't mention was.
Spiral side, but it's not enough to flip the hard point around.
Okay. I do have food on the way, and I'm very excited.
Oh my god. Jesus.
Yeah, they're kind of slamming right now. I'm not gonna lie.
The thing is, as well, like you're playing again, like look at where you're setting up here. You're playing out that P3 side. Yes, it's late, but they basically played from this front side for so long. And it just gives them the opportunity to set up so early for 3. Craze got an opportunity here to just cut off any support. It takes time. Does well to get the kill.
Yeah, he was gonna get traded out probably regardless, but the fact that he still gets the one is fine. Exceed through sidewalk shut down, and here comes a play through spiral, while simultaneously the hit from the front starts to develop. Really good break here for Omit. Bonds will also move with that. Mercules.
Ooh, okay.
Now has a chance to get a little bit of influence around the back, pistol out. Rest of his teammates.
Sometimes I wonder when you make these plays like on the point, like is it really worth it to try and like cut straight through the point and let them know that like somebody's here, or to like kind of wait and try and play like on the outer edge of it so that way you can make sure that like you can actually hit a timing?
It's very contextual. So like one of the things you could do is like there's a third option there as well where Merc could step on the point, step off it. Everyone turns their heads to look at him, but it lets his teammates punch through the front door because they're distracted, right? So
Yeah.
it's all sorts of like, I think what it is, you just got to commit to whatever that play is going to be. I think so often you see players caught in 2 minds. There are moments where definitely you could just lurk in lockers there and like not let anyone know that you're nearby, and then when your teammates are ready, activate. I think it depends a lot on like understanding where your teammates are, reading your own mini map.
So now you just gotta run for the front door, and that's what happens.
Well, that's
About to say, this is
3,
either gonna be
4 dead.
a barn
Prolute
burner,
with 3.
a break, or an absolute meltdown. And
This is a slamming. Holy.
now extending the play to move spawns around. And the system continues to look unbelievably good for Mid Brooklyn. Up now 100 points, still 28 to fight for on P4. Craze gets spun around. Prolute coming back to the play. Able to find one that stun should land. Can't make use of it, at least not initially.
Okay, Prolute.
Aggressive chows and falls.
Okay, Byron.
Chance here for one more kind of finesse hit for Mid Brooklyn trying to play for scrap.
Yeah, because now Crazy is going to set up this pinch through spiral. You're not going to be able to read this unless you're able to spot
Ooh.
the cross, and he's only able to find the first. Brack able to regen a little bit of that HP to give him a better chance in that fight, but what a start from Brooklyn. We're talking about dominating in the rotation aspect, playing the bits if you are Craze, but you have been in control of this map from start to finish. Omid, you have to start to come alive, and I'm looking at Spar, who's 4 and 11, who's usually never the guy to put up a stat line like that.
Yeah. Not looking good, especially considering what Amit had just looked like in their previous series.
Yeah, Brooklyn just making this not even seem like a contest.
There's your square ups, and then your
Look, I don't remember Draza being on Florida, I'm not gonna lie. I remember
something biblical. Exceed over the top to watch the cross.
Yeah, Draza was
And a game
Optic,
that, honestly, like that last
LAT.
on old at P4 was not bad for a bit, but it's immediately counteracted, and then
I
even
think
harder with this setup around
Phase.
P1.
Yeah.
Couple of kills still coming through. Maybe a chance here for Amit
Ooh.
to get an exit kill, but another follow-up gunfight comes out, and now we got a battle for P2.
Yeah, you can already see Crazer's hitting a route through P2. Unfortunately, gets caught by standing at bottom comm. So, Omid in the right position that they want to be in. Trap them towards the backside of tower. Find the opening kill, but you can already see the kill feed lighting up blue. And Exceed also gets the information onto the playmaker in Standy. So he's forced to back down. Spawn's starting to get a little mixy because Prolute hits a route to take control of top 3. He's in a power
Kind of just like jumping on this ladder. I'm a little bit like, what did we accomplish there?
100-point game still.
not much.
Mercules go to allow an easy follow-up. You would think for Met Brooklyn just based on their ability to out-trade, and yeah, Craze just holds down the trigger.
This is just ridiculous. I mean, pardon me. Looking at Brooklyn here, you've got a team as well that
right here through the front doors at tower.
Mercules and Rex, obviously Rex having gone. That's one of the things, I guess. You thought that Rex, you know, you lose Rex coming into the late stages of this. How's probably going to fit in?
Yeah.
Just fine, apparently.
I mean, it's it's Big Byron, baby.
7 and 17.
Wow, that is a
That
and
doesn't help.
standing 9 and 15. He was just world starring in that last series, and he's just immediately shut down in here. 20 and 9 for Mercules, though. By the way, oh my god.
All right, well,
20 and 12 for Craze. That's insane.
He is in both weapons, how much better he's playing his positions, and just the way that he is controlling the map with that AR.
Dude,
has
this
been
is
unbelievable.
wild.
To still close out the game here at P3, basically the last push coming in from Omen.
Yeah, it is one of those situations where you're absolutely right. Like, we talked about that Stallions roster and how blown away we were at the beginning of the year because it just was unheard of that essentially 4 rookies would come into a debut team playing all together and be able to go perfect in their initial group stage and Challengers Elite. But again, as a part of this system,
Oh my god.
everyone just gets so much freedom to play their own game. And
Wow, Blinky, you miss it.
you can put it in
Omit Brooklyn.
yeah, that was simple. That was well.
put him in the 100-point club in the first match.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say about that. It's just like, Omen, we gotta spawn in, bro. Like, we gotta be able to get a trade. You were able to outclass Rory Spartans in their HP game. because they
Okay.
have the fundamentals in play, but this squad has always thought about the easiest way to win the game. And when they have such a hot
23 and 14 for Craze. I want to see this Mercury stat line. Let me see the Mercury stat line.
warming up,
Yeah, that's got to be pretty disgusting. I mean,
who've already played it.
such a good performance by that. I think for Craze as well, it's the fact that you came out so quickly and like
24 and
dominated.
9?
This is, I mean, I never in a million years, I thought we were about to come out and get like at least a contested, especially with how good, like, again, we've spoken a lot about it, like the way the bracket works, if you come through lower, you get a bit of an advantage on being on a heater coming into your first map. Doesn't matter, I guess.
Wild. Dude, my food's about to get here and I'm so locked. So ready. All right, what do we got? Dealership Search and Destroy next. Vault Control, Vault Hardpoint, Red Card S&D, Proto Control, and to end it off, Hacienda Search and Destroy. Dealership second map is a choice.
Yeah, it is. And I think that that is a pick from somebody to make
That has to be Omit, not Omit Brooklyn.
Yeah. So I think what you're trying to do is shut down any like Omit Brooklyn S&D prowess here. So they're trying to just even up the board. What I will say, I mean, Omit, they had been largely relying on 2 players in Brack and Standy to be good in their S&D, whereas Brooklyn is a lot more of a even effort across the board. I think like Mercules is probably the player who's been looking best, but like again, I go back to like the first blood situation. We were talking a lot about how Standy would be in this and that he was the big influential player, but Brack really stepped up in those opening engagements. So I guess we're looking at him to kind of do that for them again. What I will say, Craze has got a ridiculous stat line for first bloods. 14 first bloods, 18 first deaths. That guy's involved in everything from the very beginning of every round.
Yeah. No, he's absolutely cooking right now. I mean, I feel like when we're talking about, I mean, what gets a little bit scary for me is we just watch them absolutely piece on up in that first hard point, especially on a map like Protocol. It really rewards being able to hit routes and stuff. So the fact that they're able to perform so well on a map like that means that if they come out into these, they take the Search and Destroy on Dealership, dude, like you're about to go into Vault Control, Vault Hardpoint, like have fun, buddy. There's a real opportunity where if they're able to omit Brooklyn, if they can take this Dealership Search and Destroy, sorry boys, if you can take this Dealership Search and Destroy, you might just run away with a 4-0. There's a very real possibility of that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm coming off the back of that, like, for sure. Like, it's kind of like... The worrying thing for me as well is, like, sometimes teams come out, right? Brooklyn come out there, they absolutely roll you a little bit, fair enough. But usually that ignites a bit of a fire under your opposing team, and they start to find some rhythm and routine back in through the map. There was nothing. Absolutely nothing. So, yeah, I'm looking over at Omit, and I'm saying, all right, well, how are you stepping back into this? Where's that coming from? I guess... S&D is a good way to do it, because if you're just getting outgunned and outslayed, you can slow it down here. You can get a couple of voices into the room every round. But...
Dealership S&D, you're really feeling the pressure.
Hey, that's what I said.
Here we go.
it is what you said.
I made the
Proud of
same
you.
point.
Proud of you.
Okay, wait.
Now
all
you
right.
know your career's going somewhere.
Hey, when I'm making the same points as the CDL people, one can think, you know?
One would have thought.
Well, my food's here. I'm going to go grab it and go to the bathroom real quick.
No worries. I will keep everybody entertained by myself.
At least for now, it sort of can still work out because Mercules is in a 1v2, has the information. They're going to be at this B-bomb site, but not gaining
Merc has been the
anything
standout guy for Brooklyn in S&D. What a way to start this would be.
This is enough to actually push
Omit need this, considering the fact that they've been dismantled map 1. They need to start strong here in map 2. You get clutched up on 1v2 here. It's a dagger to the soul, and well,
30 seconds on the clock.
Mercury's there if you don't have your knife out. I like the reposition quickly, though. You get there so quickly.
First shots are good. Knows the cars could still be exploded, so you don't want to give away this 1v1 off that. Backs up.
Doesn't have a nade, though, to counter
Get
this.
the plant for the 1v1.
Oh, and he's able to spot him on the exit. Has him a little bit weak, but smart with the better positioning. Force him to reposition. Now 35 seconds to count. Smart's gonna take some space, but Mercules is able to catch
That
him.
is
A 2v4
heartbreaking. That is
from
so
Brooklyn to open up
rough
the gates, exceed on the flank, starts it all off.
for
They had all the
Omit, because
matches
you're in a
open, decided
situation
to
where it's like, all right, let
rotate.
me build us back into this game. Let's build us back into this series, find a foothold in this grand finals, and Brooklyn clutch up on a 1v2 immediately.
That is just unacceptable.
That is
This flank is
insane.
everything. Like, how was nobody watching the pitch?
Yeah, it's on the same side. The mistake for Amit is one part of it, but for Brooklyn, it's knowing what you have to do in a 2v4. You have to make a play like that. There's no other way you win it. You're not going to play a 2v4 retake. You have to try to create something.
Well,
The fact
this
that they
is...
didn't do, and then Mercules
We were saying before, we were saying in the previous map, like, oh, as good as Omit looked, there was a couple of moments where they looked lackadaisical, and there's moments like that, like not being brutal, ruthless, clinical, all those kind of moments. And Brooklyn just won't let you get away with it.
They lost that first round?
They did, and it was. So Mercules very quick. He runs into them actually mid-map, but both sets of players back off, and then Merc repositions to like the end of A Street, gets a pick as the Omit players go running up at Omit, running up the street, and then Sparty plants, pushes into Garage, and Mercules is just like tucked into a different corner and kills him.
Now you got the man advantage. Let's
Wow.
back up and play our numbers.
And this is going to force Amit to have to hit because you have to be worried about that.
When did you leave? Did you leave when it was actually 4 against 2?
Not.
Yeah, like right. It was. I watched the first blood happen.
Exceed hit like a big flank and pinch them and finds 2 kills for free.
Find the first part, seen out long, easy follow up.
This is
Wow, it's so perfect. It's so perfect.
The crazy thing is, it shouldn't have been that perfect. If you're bracket, you find that opening kill. There's no reason to commit on the second. But he gives that one-on-one. Mercules makes him pay for it.
Merc on a 4-0.
The entire time that they are already
2 maps in.
presence over
What are we
the
doing?
They're realizing, all right, there's nobody over towards A, so let's just rotate it on that side. Craze has office. We get the bomb plan, and we stand a pretty good chance. As long as Craze sets up that pinch to perfection. Once he secures that one-on-one, you have the numbers. Just got to back up and stack. They would hold strong on their post plan. So Omit, he was having some really good early round success.
thing as well, like Omit there, they walk away with first blood and just do
Just jumping to see if you can
nothing to take advantage. Probably should, yeah. I love that little spot there. And there you go. That makes that very simple because you get to see all the crosses. You know that one's potentially coming back to you, but you at least get caught by the stun.
Oh, crazy.
Craze. Just this pinch has been paying off for Brooklyn. Big time paying out.
So you can give up the bomb plant, just play for some information, don't commit on a gunfight, and Exceed is able to get info on both. Now you're just trying to get out before getting picked, and Linz is able to locate him. So now the man
Okay,
advantage
so
is
this is a 2v2. You have plenty of time right now.
5 seconds still to work with. Craze on the complete opposite side of Mercules. It's looking like the bomb is just going to slowly work its way up the middle of the map.
The problem is they have no idea where Craze is at again. So you can see how nervous Standy is about how he rotates. And they're going to have to go back to spawn and put the entire map in front of them. Check all their corners because you know Craze has been good to pop himself into a position that you just don't expect.
Uh-oh.
22 seconds remaining. Mercules hasn't seen anything, and now here comes the call for the defense to rotate again.
Yeah, and Craze might catch good timing here. The stun is going to at least give the information. You're able to spot Lins, know the plays on this side, and now you have him weak.
Craze over to the top. My feed is completely frozen.
Okay, well, Mercules in a one-on-one. 34 seconds left to go.
Yeah.
Back down Lins from this position.
Yeah, my
Still
feed.
thinks it's potentially
All right,
like-
we're back.
mine's a little laggy,
Back
too.
in the room.
Buddy, take the
Oh,
reset, and
no.
then you're able to peek.
Dude, you know what's weird?
Matches the timing on to Lins.
My connection
All right, it's been way too
on
long. He's been
OBS
trying to be
went
up.
down at the same time.
Plays the shack.
Wait, really?
Able to secure
Yeah.
around there.
So
Why
that's
Mercules thought that
something
someone was
bigger.
still potentially on that
Yeah.
bomb site. But once he realizes the 1v1, take my time. Let him
Something on the
rotate.
East Coast, maybe.
Brooklyn quickly up 3-0.
Apologies for that, friends. For I don't know, for some reason the VMix like just stuttered and then froze on me, so I didn't get to see the play. But thank you, Jay. Appreciate that. 5-0 for Mercules.
Hopefully that wasn't like my fault. I'm calling into the VMix and all of a sudden.
V3 both come through for Mitt Brooklyn.
That's weird. It's like fluctuating on like upload.
Again, a quick
Weird.
successive round that follows.
It's been fine all day.
Our RC at the ready for Mercules, and he's
Unless it's Shift and I are experiencing the same internet wonkiness.
We know what the RC can create in terms of the domino effect of explosions. Brolo does get hit by a stun. I believe he does see Standy on that quick cross through, isolates the 1v1, and
first blood coming on through for Brooklyn. And the thing is, Omit have been struggling when they find the first blood. So now that you go into a situation with 2v4, I don't really fancy the chances.
I think this is a 4-0. We don't have to polish it. We're not casting. These kids are getting slammed right now.
Opening up at the first blood, and Brooklyn currently can do no wrong.
Yeah, they're getting absolutely
This was your one opportunity. You had to win the SNG because then at least if you lose the double vault, it's whatever. You move into a red card hacienda, you're fine.
Well, the thing is as well, like, the thing is, like, this is, I said this, like, we go into map 2, you've just been absolutely, like, handled in map 1. Come out map 2, take that first round, give Brooklyn, you know, a reminder that they're in a game, and then Brooklyn clutch up a 2v4. Like,
Yeah.
that is just a dagger to the soul.
Keep himself safe in the backside of A, and you can see Craze also playing over towards Vent already.
Dude, get this kid Mercules in the league.
Be the sole defender on this A site.
Well, this is one of the things, right? Like, as we've said, there are, like, you know, the lands, but other than that, this is...
It's gonna be at B and a team
No,
kill.
no, you're a team killing with nades now.
Yeah, this is like the
It's
best
chalk.
way to like make a statement that you should be picked up by struggling teams for the rest of the season. And
But there's just too many players still alive on the side of Brooklyn.
Yeah, if I'm any team that's bottom 4 right now,
I mean, it's a certain point where like we don't even need
Yeah.
that final nade
Pick
to
'em
come
up.
out if you're a mid. You already have the site. You're already on it for a plan. Like, throwing another nade into that window doesn't really.
I get a little stuttery for you right there.
Looking at it, so I just don't even know why you even bother trying to throw that nade in the first place. But I guess you're feeling the pressure of that
Maybe.
mid defense, and you're trying to just give a little bit more space to your teammate, but the nade doesn't get through the window. This wasn't just cooked a little bit too long. I don't know.
I gotta say, you go into a grand finals, you get 100-point club and 6-0. How far down in the garbage is your mental?
you do. This is where
Oh,
I mean,
Brack is about to catch a nade in the teeth. Oof.
We're not winning a lot of the battles with the first bloods. Our routes aren't working. And Julian's been the success story for this Omid squad. It's like their SMG set the tone.
Yeah.
They haven't been able to get anything going so far. And Craze miraculously puts himself in a great position, and the bomb is uncontested. Planet A already.
I think he just got through vent.
I think that's like part of my problem.
So now
Is like who on this omit roster is gonna like light a fire underneath you? It's got to be Standy. I don't imagine Brack doing that. Maybe Smart.
Straight out. And now again, the flank is under threat. And if you're a mid, you have to push forward. You have to take away this side of the map. But
I agree with you. I'm actually kind of unable to answer that.
gives information to his teammates at the other two.
It was really a
Walking away with
rhetorical
one there,
question.
done really well.
If you're a mid Brooklyn, here's the check from Prolud. He's won at range.
Ooh, 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 ooh. Big Byron!
God.
Their sister team in a mid.
This
and
is-
anything but a contest after
Yeah, there's nothing family friendly about that.
One in a 6-0 surge.
This shit X-rated, brother.
If you're Omid, you gotta get him out of here.
Upload this
thing
VOD
is,
to the
well,
hub ASAP. Print
Well, I
money.
mean, I tell you what Omit need right now. They need a timeout. They literally need a break.
Yeah.
You need an opportunity to just like,
They'll get
"Alright,
one."
let me step away from my setup for a minute.
Brooklyn, especially in
Because
this
this
league.
is
Regardless of who's on the lineup, they're gonna put it together really well. But you start off
Painful.
the game by losing a 4v2. That's unacceptable.
2v3.
That's just terrible. Like nothing is going right for them.
Dude, Study is just disgusted right now.
Situations correctly.
Say that again.
The space that they're giving up.
He's just disgusted at what he just watched.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. Like, he's not holding back. He's letting them know.
This is the most
Standy Donut, usually the guy who's, I mean, he does get 5 assists, I guess, but like Donut,
includes teams that had
He had 400
I mean-
damage. Lins, shoot your gun.
yeah.
hard to say what you see because, like you said, the 2v4 to start.
Like,
Ninja
I was talking
literally was
earlier
shooting
about how I
people
hate
one
when
shot.
Casters like hop on like a negative train line, but like there's nothing that you can do to redeem Omit here. I guess just focus on how good Brooklyn are, but like it's also been made so easy for you. Like that pinch comes through twice for Brooklyn, like where you just get free kills. Like why? First time that
Yep.
happens, that's a mistake. Second time, that is. Bro comes in and goes, "That was brutal. Holy crap, sir, you are not wrong. Like that is
one team or another.
as clinical as you get." And to be fair to Brooklyn, they never let up, right? Like Mercury starts 6-0. He makes sure to like, you know, you're in the grand finals and you are playing that way, even against a team that just hasn't shown up to them. So
That's Omit map pick, by the way.
yeah, very true. Yeah, because we said, you know, like you're picking dealership in because you're thinking you're not as good at S&D against this team, and you want to throw something that neither of you have really got the time and practice on to have a super depth playbook. You don't need a deep playbook there. 6 rounds. You don't need to be finding second and third strategies. Your first ones were working. So
Wild.
But yeah, two pinches, you will give you completely up. You lose a 2v4. Like that is painful stuff.
On the EU side earlier on today, here on the NA side, and I didn't think that was possible.
Dude, why is my internet like chopping itself right now?
Sans Brooklyn, really good at playing ball control from the offensive side.
Like, are you hearing it get staticky on the VMix?
Brooklyn, like it's just this map for these mid teams has
Yeah.
been so good.
You are? Oh, okay. That's weird.
Yeah, it's light, it's slow.
We may have for the hard ball, so it obviously feels like
It's weird that like I'm seeing it happen to me,
we set that tempo
but it's also happening on them, and you're hearing it too.
possible if you want to try to find a way to back in. But if it's Brooklyn win match number 3 and they dominate, like they have done so,
Hey, Kat, I need you to not be where you currently are.
no way to regain. You're sitting
Yeah.
there thinking, like,
Well,
how do we change our game plan?
how do you get back into this then if you're Omit?
Step away from the setup, go outside, scream at the world, and lock back in. Hold on.
All throughout the league, even in that last series, you just played the push off his position. Just gotta hit the reset, man. I take a deep breath and relax. Okay, we just be in this spot. We put ourselves in the right position to take it to the grand final versus our own brother spot. It's like we have to make this work. We don't do ourselves in a position and do with because it makes no sense. You got and show
Yeah, that is exactly what Omit needs to do here. They need to show why it is that they are in the grand final in the first place, that they deserve to be here, why many of these players are, you know, open champions. You gotta dig deep. You gotta stop it being embarrassing. You gotta play for pride a bit at this point. So another Omit derby is indeed, man. But it is super one-sided right now. Home team are putting belt to ass. So this is tough to watch a little bit. I'll be honest with you. 100-point club and a 6-0.
Oh, we're just
If you
cooking.
if Brooklyn walk this control, we are done. Like there's no coming back from that.
You know how we will know it's bad is after this vault if we don't hit a break. If they just go, no, just run the hard point.
for us, but
Yeah, because that's one of the things. Well, I feel like you know, typically you get that break after 2 maps. We are rolling straight into the 3rd one currently.
Yeah.
We had that in the last series too.
We did.
they'll keep it mixy around this.
Good. Y'all don't have to watch me eat.
Again, the breaker on the pinch, not able to get anything. So good moment there for
I'm gonna open mouth chew just for Enigma.
All right,
We'll take down 2.
that's what you need.
Getting it just down
Okay.
to
Okay.
So now we're
That's exactly what you needed.
Extra 60 should be
A couple of words have been said in ears, guys. We can't let this happen.
and set up a rotation over to
Because it's not again, it's not even just the fact that you're 2 down. You can lose 250 to 249, 6 to 5, and you're feeling like you're very much so in the series still. So
Well, it's also interesting. I wonder if
which-
they asked them like, "Do you guys want to break?" And if they said no, that's a choice.
yeah, that is Omit saying no. You know what? We're just gonna basically suck it up.
Yeah.
Standy as well. He's moving. He's rolling. Stun goes out. He's gonna get aggressive. Merc reads it perfectly though. I love that his tag is him, because he has indeed been Himothy during this entire thing.
Well, the 2 offensive
4-0 for Sparty Boy.
Yeah.
Up in towards the previously captured A zone.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
Follow up from
Creskun!
gets the 2 that were already weak. Hercules caught trying to dance between weapons, but the follow-up for defense will
Oh my
be
God.
in a good position of control. Will kind of reset and get back to that, proverbial line of scrimmage being set right at the front doors at A for these 2 teams to fight.
All right. Well, you snag A, you get at least 1 take on B.
Only down by 2. Make it 3 with Prolo losing
And it's a great start. The problem is right now, if you're Omit, is you're letting things like this happen. Brooklyn
Yep.
just kind of slipping through the net at will. Grace is now going to get a hold of this top. There should be ARs galore if he needs one off the floor. And, well, he's happy enough to shoot at distance anyway. And then it's like, all right, we got to spend time if you're Omit rooting him out. Well, you do it pretty quickly.
All right.
Yeah, you're a little bit caught out there if you're Craze.
Long range battle underway for Hercules and gang as the stuns nades start to make their way forward. So does Standy with that. Brack trying to get through on the pinch. Craze kept his focus between
Okay.
spots. At least they stopped.
Yeah, another one of those moments. Just letting players walk through. You need to secure mid-map control. You need to ensure you're drawing a line and marching forward. You know where the opposing players are going to be.
Dude, Prolu is just getting
that-
lost right now.
Secondary chance not going to come through, and the second tick of progress is going to be contested and cleared a bit with Exceed stepping on the zone.
Oh, God, you held on to that for a long time.
In his hand, but that player's 1 shot. Let's find this kill. That's already 3. Make it all 4 dead. Craze is still roaming in their spawn. We have some ammo present, so they're all over the water.
I mean, I will give it to Omit. They've kept the kills pretty close, which
They
is
have given
good.
themselves a chance here. So it's 4 ticks.
Doesn't get the timing of his check over through the front doors.
You need a little bit of a white Standy.
Okay.
All right.
Here comes the last ditch effort.
Player's going to be Water, though. Standy's got the right idea, but...
Ooh.
There's not going to be successful as Exceed
Yeah, I feel like you need the guy to chow Van if you're gonna make that chow water. Just stop literally that from happening.
Yeah. All right, but it's better. It's better. It's,
Signs of life,
clearly-
which is all we wanted.
When your back's against the wall, you got a couple of options, and they've decided to stick their chest out and say, all right, we'll fight you. But
We will fight you.
here. Well, the thing is, that's the thing with the first 2 maps. It was the manner in which you lose, right? It was
Yeah.
spineless. Like, it was so weak.
That's an Enigma
that's
classic.
That's when it becomes concerning, so...
If Enigma's calling you spineless, you know you're dog water.
Bro, what is that supposed to mean? Brother. Oh.
No, it's my favorite thing is you have such an eloquent way of calling people awful. I'm just over here like, these guys suck.
Yeah, these guys are dog shit. But, like, the thing is, this moment now decides this map. If Brooklyn walk out, beat you to death, and take A, just beat the brakes off you, win an offensive round, Omit are done. That's it. Because this is the moment where you need to stand on your feet a bit. Standy, 4 and 9. We got to see more out of him. He is so much better than he's showing in these grand finals.
Just what happened between last series and this series? Like he was world starring kids in that last one, and then
Yeah.
Just like again, their brother team here in a minute.
like that Spartans team is really good too. So it's like I don't get it. I feel like maybe they like really prepared for that series, and then they were like, wait, we have to go against them at Brooklyn now. Wait, we forgot what we were gonna do here.
Yeah, Brack's doing that thing again, that I really like.
Deciding he wants to come back and help the A zone.
That little play that he makes from Trophy. Unfortunately, his teammates just don't activate enough.
Yeah.
We saw Brack do it last time, so he pushes up towards like bottom Trophy, so he's forcing that P2 spawn. But also, he like kind of turns himself round the corner for a second and puts a couple of bullets into players who are on the A zone, which softens them up for his teammates. Oh, Brack's got a big job. Brack's got a very, very big job. No. You gotta get yourself into a position there where you are, you know,
Yeah.
difficult kill at least.
Mercury's playing through Lion. But you get a read that he's getting challenged and just gets out of there. Just killing so much time, man. They're so annoying. And now Craze over through Art, shut down by Spark. Pinch possibly on the way through, but Standy does
Gets
fall.
red. Mercules,
So
great
first
read
hit
there,
gets
great
sent
understanding.
Stuns and nades start to
This
land in the
tick
trophy
will
system, but
give
not the trophy
Brooklyn the
first.
lead. It doesn't come through.
And that will be enough for
Craze,
Mid-
important
Mid-
catch
Mid-
by
Mid-
Standy.
Yep.
Mostly, if not all
You got to
of
get
them.
this kill, but a very important catch, first of all. Because if he gets in through the back there and activates in through Art, you are in big trouble.
You draw the attention for at least one
Ooh.
player. Now
Good
Standy's
shoulder.
on
Good
Yep,
shoulder.
I like that. Okay,
Good
okay.
play from Standy.
Well, it was a good play. It was really, really good until, well, Exceed immediately trades it.
19v10.
I think Brooklyn's life lead just make this a nightmare for Omit.
Keep your focus
Yeah,
on
no,
any
this is
one
like,
defense right now.
this is terrible.
Standy on the pinch, good
Okay, that's a really good 2.
point and leaves Craze
3
Yeah, it
dead.
is. Big 2. Also, let's Standy
Make this read.
all the way to trophy. So again, we're making that P2 spawn happen. But then Craze does this, where he's countering all the great work that Standy's putting in here.
Standy's able to find the opening. Find that
Roll
shutdown.
it.
Now you still have Craze roaming over towards Palace. His team
I mean, this is
Standy should know
kind of,
there's someone outside then, because that's a nade going on up over. Unless he thought that was from Mercules,
left to work with.
and he dies.
Wasting a lot of time, but thankfully kills are going down and Exceed already
Wow.
finds himself in art.
Oh, now win right there on the rack.
where do you spawn here? P4? Yeah,
He
okay.
sunk at
Yeah.
48. Yep, should be 15v4.
You spawn in Narnia, Dan.
Progress. The spawn that is moved all the way backside.
You're spawning Narnia.
You're saying hi to Aslan is what you're doing off of that one.
Yeah, and Aslan is banishing you for disgraceful conduct. Like, this is bad.
For disgraceful conduct.
Brother,
Like, you could've just threw up the
this
speed and, like,
is-
give a whooping like this. Because like this
Yeah,
is
you-
just not fun. This is a
Yeah.
beat down. Omit cannot get anything going.
there's no way that the
Brooklyn
final
is
elite
two-stepping all over
grand
them with the
finals
pins on.
ends
They
like
cannot figure
this,
out how to
right?
stop them.
Well, and the fact that
With
it's
Tim's
omit
on.
v
Jesus Christ,
omit.
buddy.
Series down to over the
With
control. They
Tim's
win
on.
every single segment. They're slowing down 2 segments going into this attacking round.
Yeah.
And still, you were just getting outslayed to bits, man. Outslayed.
To bits. He's been listening to you.
15 and 8, 15 and 11, 14 and 11. The top
What, 'cause I've been doing biz?
Ah!
Oh, hell no.
Oh my god.
Dog. Yep. Series is over, chat. It's been cool being live for, you know, how long have we been live for? 2 hours. We don't need to watch the
Yeah.
last map. We all know what's about to happen on a hard point.
Everything's now
It's been a
right.
wonderful
Cannot
series to try and pull together a watch party for you. Wishing you all the best for the rest of the year.
Dude, final round, you're trying to lock in. You say, guys, backs against the wall. This is where it starts here, right? We can come back here. You know, you got Spark who's like, I've been in some grand finals when the lights are bright. And it's just a triple nade from Exceed, and you just are losing everything.
I'll run a third or fourth SMG if you need me to. I'll get your multi-kill after multi-kill. And now, with only 45 seconds left open.
You've bounced back a little.
Around this mid-map area, but stuns are connecting. Players are already weak. Trades are starting to go down, and Craze is still into the mix. Now it's all down to one player still fighting for his life through the middle of the map, but Omit need this 8 point.
I had to do a double take for a moment, and I'm just gonna speak to the other side of the picture here. Well, never mind. I was about to say, like, Amit,
Oh
it's,
my
Wow.
even after the convincing break off, they were only down 3 lives, but
Wow.
now they're fully wiped. And that second take
Yep.
on A.
Can I say it again?
almost
Wow.
haunting you with how close it got to being captured, and you know for a fact you can't just dive into A.
This
because
is-
you don't have any map control.
Everyone who loves competitive cards, this is painful to watch because
He does take down 2.
it's so one-sided.
This is just FaZe
Don't get me
versus
wrong, I
Falcon.
once watched a CDL Grand Finals go to 4-0
An extra 60 seconds.
in a best of 9, and then there was lost 5-4 by that team that went up 4-0.
Yeah, very
I'm pretty
different
sure-
circumstances here, my friend.
I'm pretty sure though that Standy was a part of that. So if he's ever gonna like fix that, he's gonna have to turn it around
That's
now.
true.
Execute 2 more good pushes upon you, and
I thought I was going to bed. Like, this was back when I like watched every single bit of Call of Duty. Like, this was like, I was watching everything, and I stayed up, and I was like sitting there at like, I don't know. It was like a regular bedtime for me at like 4 hours. Like, sick. I'm gonna get a normal night's sleep on a Sunday, and then it went on for like another 2 hours.
That first map
and it
happens, and
was
you're like,
insane.
oh no.
Yeah, there was a couple of moments where it was like, oh, this is going all the way. And it was still a couple of maps left. You just got that momentum feeling.
Years old with someone who just joined the team, and they're still playing it like they've been playing together for years.
yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy how good this roster is currently looking because they
I think this would be like, I would love to see this roster, how they're performing,
already up 3-0.
like against pro teams.
Guys, we started start at the
I think
end.
this will be a really fun roster to watch at EWC.
It's already 8 o'clock. We went through our first series of losers finals. That was 3-0. Now we're in our grand finals. It's already 3-0, and it's only been 2 hours. Like, it's just belt to ass today, Alan. I don't know what the hell is going on, but Brooklyn are destroying Omen. Simple as that.
Kind of crazy that that nade still explodes, given there's 2 trophies there.
Maybe this is just like the recency bias.
What?
I've got
Study!
Brooklyn team.
Dude, Study does not give a damn.
He's just mimicking spanking somebody.
Whoa. Let's not get over it now. It's different between challenges players and it's different between pro play. And that new
Lynn's
Vegas
10 and
lineup,
20.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they could win some hard.
Wah, wah.
Guys who were just in challenges. That's like a challenge roster over there.
The fact that Linz gets 10 kills with 1900 damage and Brat gets 17 with 1900 damage is insane. Linz was in a blender.
And that's what has me worried is like, so you kind of fumble this control. All right, you got to keep your tournament life alive on the same map that you just got
Austin?
spit on.
Like Boston. I like their teamwork. They showed up to the event. They beat the hell out of LA Thieves. When they are on, they are on. They just got to figure out their control.
Maybe a bit of an overreaction because we are also online right now.
Yeah.
Still.
Comfort of the chairs, challenging players, you know. They haven't really felt the brightest lights on that main stage. Some of them have. Some of them have crumbled in those moments, but that's fair. At least for now, they're cruising through challenges.
This is wild.
Wow.
All right, here's the test, Enigma.
It's
Do we go to a break or do they just send it into the hard point?
They need to go to a break. Omit needed to go to a break. Brooklyn, they don't give a damn. They're like,
No,
all right,
no.
this series is done. Like let's start casting the checks, guys.
that's all I got. All I got.
That's what I'm saying, but if the broadcast doesn't.
All hard points next, Alan.
All right. Cool.
All hard points next. I don't think I've ever seen a best of 7 like this lopsided in quite some time. I know we were blessed last season. And you remember they were at a LAN event. We had to cast that online. It was 0-4 in Gunless's squad that went down 0-3 in the series and then had the most insane reverse sweep.
True.
Did it on the
Forgot about
Real
that.
Search and Destroy. So it's still possible. It's just that they have not shown me any
Listen, man,
for me to
you get us out of here by 8:30. I'm pumped.
in this next match.
Your boy,
Yeah, absolutely. I haven't had an early night this week, so I will.
They haven't shot
and I say
early
it's
night
still
for
already
Andy
1
being 1 a.m.
Yeah, it's 1 a.m. for me. Like last night was 5 a.m. The night before was like 3 a.m. The night before it was like 4 a.m. So
everywhere.
yeah, 1 a.m. wouldn't be bad.
Don't worry. This is
Dude,
I'll
I
take that.
felt bad when I because I don't know why it just didn't register me, but like we were casting this night and I'm like, I think 11:30 for me, which like isn't late. It is just like later than I stay up a little bit at this point in my life. And so I was like,
final.
man, okay, cool, lock it in. And that's when I realized I was like, man, this is going a little bit late. And I was like, what time is it for Enigma? And I was like, oh, it's 4:30 a.m. I'm like, dude, if I was sat here casting until 4:30 a.m., my God.
Guys are going dumb
Yeah.
hard
No, I'm not gonna lie. Like I felt like my first like 2 or 3 hours of casting were like good, and then the last hour, Luke, dude, whoever like when like production can see you at all times because you're on camera for them. Like they saw some crazy shit. Like they saw me like trying to rub my eyes and like trying to like slap myself.
We
in the
came on camera at
face
one
and,
point,
like-
dude, and I just like looked at you, and I was like, that guy looks exhausted.
Yeah, I was tired. By the end of it, I was tired. Like the fact that we ended up, because as well, it was one of them. I wasn't prepared because the event got switched last second, so it was supposed to be like obviously like 3 or 4 hours earlier. So I was like, oh,
Well,
I should be in bed
and
for 1 a.m. Should be fine.
We also got lucky too, because remember we were supposed to start 2 hours later than we did.
We'll see.
Yeah, yeah.
Imagine if we would have started 2 hours later than we did. You would have been up till 7 a.m.
Yeah. Well, I cast that tournament the other like last month, and it was like 3 days back to back of midnight till 10 a.m.
Yeah, but at least
let me
you
tell
knew
you,
that.
like-
At least you knew that going into
Oh,
it.
how long have we been on camera?
I just moved us over to camera.
All right, okay. I was gonna say I swear because I've been like reading something to do with the stats of the game, but
No,
like,
no, no. I literally, I clicked the button and you immediately asked, how long have we been on camera?
Okay, all right. That was very fortunate timing because like I hadn't looked at it for a minute. I've got it up here, but I was like kind of reading something. through
Chad
the
just
game.
has to be
Like,
okay with me eating.
That's all good. That's all good. But yeah, I mean, Matt, you came in another Omit Derby. Derby. I don't know how you guys pronounce it over there.
Derby?
But like, it's a case. Yeah, we say Derby, but like, it's a case of Do you see any way back into this, or do you think it's a straight 4-0?
No,
Like, did you see it? Did you see this coming? Is like, I guess what I've got to ask. Like, these two teams avoided each other all the way through this tournament.
I feel like no, I mean they've had to. I mean, obviously yes through the tournament, but like they've had to scrim each other. There's no way Rocky's not making these two guys like scrim each other all the time.
I don't know, because like one of them, like for example, if you recognize that this is your biggest threat, you probably don't want to scrim them because you don't want to give them any sort of your like strats or heads up. Like
At least through group stages, I bet
VOD
they did. I bet through groups they did.
maybe
They're in different groups. They weren't gonna play anybody till they got here.
It's a weird one because like you always want to be playing like the best people to scrim and get better, but you at the same time don't want to give away things. I remember like for example, Optic went for a big time period where they wouldn't scrim phase, for example, because they were like, we don't want to give up.
Sure.
Like there are direct rivals. We do not want to give up any intel. So.
And then one of those teams got good at S&D, and the other one's still terrible.
I mean, I'm not talking about this year, Optic.
I know.
Yeah, this year it's.
All right.
Yeah, this is what you needed though. This is what Omit need. They needed a break.
Yeah, need a little
'Cause
break.
I respect the idea of going like. I respect the decision to turn around and be like, you know what? No, guys, we're just gonna get on with this and we're gonna fly straight back into this next game. And they came out strong. To be fair, it was a good round one, and then yeah, breaks beaten off of you from there.
You hate to see it.
You do. I'm really hopeful that we will get.
I'm gonna say it yet
I'm
again.
really hopeful.
I'm gonna say it again.
I'm never gonna say no to an early bedtime, but like this is
At least some signs of life, you know.
yeah.
There's some talented players. I'm just yet again gonna keep going back. Like this Omit team looked so good against the Royal Spartans, and then like it just literally I can't tell if they just like lost all steam after one series, or is Omit Brooklyn literally just playing so good that like Omit has no answer for it, you know?
Well, I thought Brooklyn, like losing Rex, like it is fair to say that Rex was like he deserved being picked up. Like his performance has been insane all the way through the elite. He's very much so put himself, like he was great online. Like he's very much so put himself in that seat for a reason. So it's like that should weaken Brooklyn. Brother, they look better. Like I don't maybe Pro Luke coming in is because he is one of those players that can sometimes like set the rest of his team up for success. And maybe he's doing exactly that here.
That's a good start there from Brooklyn, but now Omit have the reinforcements and the numbers to fight their way back on through. Effective trades on from Lins, but how you make it a one-on-one. It's still a mixy fight. Exceed now back into play. Give me number 2, and Brooklyn are right back in, and they haven't been able to flip the spawn. So that's the massive part, is that Brooklyn aren't getting too aggressive over towards line, keeping everything in front of them.
Yep. Good call, Study. Good call.
It is indeed.
Stuns, pushes up, denied by Standy, but Mercury's off the regen, has now 2 weapons to work with. A little bit more fodder contributed to the fight, but not much else behind that as Exceed now.
Dude, there's something special about water. That's all I want to say.
Had a good moment here for
Something special in the water?
No, just about water.
Oh no, I'm a huge water drinker, dude. I'll shake your hand all day on that. I don't know. I don't understand people who go through life and just can't. I cannot drink water. Like that is wild to me. I will easily put away like gotta be. Well, you know, like those giant 2-liter bottles. I probably do 2 of those a day. Like
wow. How many liters are in a gallon?
30 seconds to the fight.
Like,
let me check another one of your
3.
freedom
I think
digits.
it's like 3 liters per gallon.
1 liter to gallon is 0.26, so 4 nearly 4.
4. Wow.
The fuck is a gallon?
It's just our unit of measurement.
Made up measurement.
It's 8 ounces of liquid, not weight, by the way. 8 ounces of liquid equals a cup. 2 cups equal a pint. 2 pints equal a quart. 4 quarts equal a gallon.
It's all just made up bullshit.
I mean, it kind of is. Listen, Listen, I will never.
It's like someone just like put some water into a cup and went, okay, this is now a cup measurement, and it's like, what? Like,
Kind of, literally, kind of. I don't know.
We go off milliliters over here.
It was like we distanced ourselves from you guys, and it's just like any mention of anything British, we were like, no, get it away.
Yeah, that's dumb as shit. What have I got in my hand? A cup. We'll call our measurements cups. The fuck?
I love the meme that's like, Britain's like, we call this.
Oh no. Oh no.
Okay.
Yeah, why are we challenging that? Like, you get two people die, not a single one of them will land the ball on Merc, and Spark goes, you know what? I fancy my chances. Like, why are we doing that?
I'll do it. It's the goofy meme. I'll do it again.
Like, Merc has to hit his shots there, sure, but you made that so easy for him. I think he barely had to touch his right stick.
Oh, yeah. And rotational aim assist, buddy. Does all the work. All these players are hacking.
I forget so much about rotational aim assist.
That actually makes a lot of things make sense.
Oh, that was a big kill from Spark, to be fair. It'll his team out through statue. All right.
This will work out. Making sure they've got spawns now going back into the hard point. And the read for Spart is that, yep, it's all coming around this long route on the extension. Brack there to also assist on this, but just as soon as you think it's a play,
I feel like the omit players are such easy kills.
Yeah.
At times, like,
what the hell is a kilometer?
And that's just another one of those calls that Spart says help.
But the thing is, it's like it's so easy to say, like,
they hit their different route, cut into the cross.
like it's all like centimeter, like so you. It's just
No,
like
I
1
agree.
into
Listen,
1,000.
I'm a metric stan because it makes sense. I'm all about just like logicalness.
Yeah, it just makes more sense. Like it's like 1 centimeter, 100 of those is a meter, 100 of those is a kilometer. Like that's it. Like it's really easy.
All right. We got this thing's called an inch because it's the size of an inchworm, and then 12 of these things is a foot. Oh wait. Oh my God! Like 12 of these is a foot. 36 of them's a yard, which we also use to measure textiles, by the way.
Yeah, because it's like, because anybody could have just turned around at any point and gone, well, why 36? Why don't we just call a yard 30? Like, you know what I mean?
Well, because it's 3 feet.
Just...
You know, we got 12 inches in a foot. So a yard is 3
like,
feet.
Dumb as shit.
And then you would think that the yard would play into the mile, but we said screw that, and now it's, what is it, 5,312 feet is a mile, is what it is. And then we stop there. We don't have anything beyond the mile, you know.
Like there are a couple of dumb things that we do over here, though. Is like we use the metric system and then we still drive in miles per hour rather than kilometers per hour.
Really?
Like in Europe use kilometers, but in Britain we don't.
So you're just trying to
like
be
we drive
different.
on the opposite side of the road and stuff like that. Like there are a couple of things that we do that are dumb.
Dude, if I had $1 chat for every time I almost got hit by a car when I was in London, I'd have at least like $6. I could buy myself a coffee.
Yeah, no. In London, no chance. Like you're not buying a coffee for $6. I'm
trying to remember how much one of the coffees we got was. Yeah, I want some of that.
In the hotel lobby where
Those are banging.
Yeah, really nice.
Dude, I need some of that Saudi Arabian coffee. That's what I need. That shit had me cooking.
That was nice, right?
I need a free access to a cafe mocha machine again. This is some of my best casting, absolutely cranked off espresso.
Trying to get over to 3 as fast as humanly possible as the game gets to an 80-point affair.
Yeah, this is the only way they get themselves back into this game. Like, it needs to be some good time soaked up at P3. A lot of kills to go your way, and you have a flawless hold at the Money Hill in P4.
5,280
feet in a mile, actually. Come on, Dandro. Says Rogue. Still
I was close. Didn't I say 5,200? Oh, there was a 3 in there somewhere. Okay, wait, Linz is a good spot. You have 30 points. I do like this. Like, they realize that you got to fight for this. But it's like you have to fight for this, but manage to hold it on back.
Dude, that's a 4v2. And Brooklyn still come out with 2 kills and get the hard point time. It's just how does that happen? Like, I don't. It's just that is one that just baffles. Gonna shut down.
You can tell that like Shift and Study are used to casting like pro play these days, because I feel like if we cast that, we're trying to come up with a reason as to how that went on battle, and they're like, No, but it shouldn't.
Yeah.
Like you and me have done tournaments before, like in Warzone and stuff, where we like watch a play happen and we go, "There's no way of breaking that down, Jeff. That was just dumb.
That was just stupid.
Yeah,
You're kind
that
of an
should
idiot
never
for
have
trying to
worked.
do that happen.
That should not have happened, and yet it did. I can't describe it any other way for you.
That should not have happened, and yet it did.
Yeah.
This guy literally just ran straight through zone with 8 teams around him, hit the buy, got a double buyback off, and still managed to grab the one building in zone.
I feel like we're finally crossing that threshold, though, where in Warzone, we at least don't have those moments happen at the very top level. Because there's moments where Falcons would just rotate straight through the middle of 25 teams and take the best piece of, like, mass in the map.
Like everybody assumes that house is taken, but they're the only team that's going to pop an advanced UAV and find out for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Or like the only team that's got the balls to be like, well, we're going to win
We'll
so
bang
we
it
need
out
that now.
Yeah.
Where it was just like you and me would be stood there and be like, for free? Like you're just gonna rotate across the entire zone directly between 20 teams for free. All right. Thankfully, though, we got a couple. If any of you in chat are interested at all in Warzone, it is becoming real nice.
Yeah, we're about to cook this year with it.
Yeah, it's about to be a crazy year. Where it is not a crazy year right now is Grand Finals of Challengers, because Brooklyn are walking this.
I mean, they brought it back at least within 50 points. It was a lot more, so.
Very true.
Very real possibility if they can manage to actually do the things that they need to do on this third rotation of hills, then they should be okay. But I know that's like a tall order. Like, yeah, if you just play the game correctly, you probably could win.
Yeah. Rogue comes in and says, you said 5,312. You were within 11 yards. It's like, yeah, so we're using like 4 different metrics here to measure things. What the fuck?
No, it's great. It's great.
It's hilarious.
While his teammates clean up the front. Hercules off the regen. Nade, it looked like, actually landed onto Brack in the back door. So now you've got help immediately at the front side of this hard point for Brooklyn. Exceed, route, denied, and that's going to be 3 straight kills. It'll be Hercules by himself, and there's nothing he can do from inside the hot tub. Get a break, but again, lots of work to be done here.
Yeah, but this is a good time to get yourself back to this game.
Yeah, this would be a huge hill for Amit if they can do it. Brooklyn, although Craze is going to get through. He's back Sparty down. Oh, Spart does well. Very, very well. Brack's going to get flanked because he has to check it because Spart has to give it up. That's all right. Just start in the rotation. I want to see 5 rotate. Yeah, Brack, right decision. Move. Run now. Oh, you get a wild spawn for Spart. You get such a wild spawn for Spart. I think that's caused by Brooklyn being aggressive towards Trophy. They've got P2, and they get aggressive towards Trophy to cut off the rotation of Omit, and that forces that flip.
Your outside lanes are locked. The SMGs run in, and Emit cannot challenge it. They cannot peek. It's just unbelievable in terms of how you set up a break. And again, minimize and mitigate the time that Emit can find after what looked to be a pretty solid setup. See what we get here. 219 to 177. T3 open and currently uncontested or unowned by anybody.
Yeah, your job, though, if you're Brooklyn, is just play keep away. Don't allow them to get to 190. They have the power spots for Art.
I mean, they brought this pretty close, man. I mean, it's still, like I said, it's 50 points. If you can manage to hold this P4, but it's going to be tough.
There's one player sitting in towards top Art, but you can still win it here. So this player in Art needs to make a big play and make it quick.
This player in Art needs to make a big play as they just get absolutely gunned in the back. 0 awareness. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Double from the side door, almost able to
Okay.
Pistol, but the damage is followed up by Craze. 33 and 29, top KD leader.
15 seconds away. Enigma from Omit Brooklyn, winning the Challengers Elite Series 3 in a stunning fashion, where they just absolutely poop on their sister team.
Gets in, maybe there's a chance, but no, that's going to be it. No way he hits from the back door. Lins does get 2 from the front, but will not be able to.
Wow! Wow! So wild!
What names are on the
I rushed back from a wedding for this.
I almost told you. I seriously just said, like, dude, don't worry about it. You had a wedding to go to.
I wanted us to put something on for Challengers. We did. It wasn't on us, but god damn.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
pretty good at respawns. We stand a pretty good chance at winning.
That's pretty rough. I mean, if anything, this will be a sick team to watch at EWC. I think that's what we learned here. Is that
100%.
it's gonna be really, really fun.
What are the qualifications for the AM teams? Like, how is that done? Is that going to be a separate tournament? Is that LAN? I hope.
I don't
so.
know. I don't think it'll be LAN. I think it'll be online qualifiers like they were last year. Last year was,
Well,
I think,
if they used like the you know, like the Challenger Open placements.
oh, they could use just the challenger points if they wanted to.
Yeah, and I'm gonna Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Here we go. Oh, never mind. They've just not listed that at all. They've just said 3 challenger. Oh, 1 from DreamHack Dallas challengers team. So the winner at Dallas will get a spot, and then 3 challenger teams. So I'm curious about how they're deciding those 3 challenger teams.
Really? What? Okay, so 1 at Dallas. So there is going to be challengers at Dallas. That's cool. That was kind of a steamroll. It wasn't kind of a steamroll. That was a steamroll. That wasn't even a steamroll. That was, you got absolutely chewed up and put into all of the concrete that then gets laid down for asphalt. And then you had to sit there outside in the sun for like 4 hours. And then you had the steamroller come through and just smush your dreams deeper into the ground. Mercules 27-8. Craves with the 34-30 leading the team. Absolutely wild. Look at that.
Is finding open championships. Again, the Dallas Open.
Exceed. Oh, wait, let me go back to this. Exceed, Craze, Merc, and Proloop. Omit Brooklyn.
Yo, Merc looks like he
11?
is. Yeah. He's young.
He is young. Was it 3-0s across the board for them? Oh my god, it was. Omit Brooklyn.
So yeah, Brooklyn.
Oh, I know. 3-1 on Team War.
3-0, 4-0. So through the entire elite, they dropped 5 maps.
Wow, that's actually kind
That's
of insane.
insane.
That is a great
That's
stat line.
insane. Yeah.
Tweet that.
Yeah, I am.
What do they get? Dude, they get 24 bans for that? They get 24 bans for speedrunning a bracket?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, maybe Challengers is worth it. Hold up.
Not for Paul X, it's not.
No.
He's coming up. No.
Wah, wah. Yeah, no, mate, team gets $4,000. 2,500 for Royal Spartans, 15 for Luxury Exotic. 1,000. Oh, wow.
What was it? Merc. Yeah. Trying to find. So it's Craze Coon. Trying to remember their Twitter ats. Merc.
TBE Massey was this thing.
Wait, TBE
MASE.
Ah, yeah, you're right. TBE Massey.
Exceed LBX.
Proloot and Exceed.
Proloot B is his name.
I mean, I guess I gotta tag Teddy Rex as well, because I mean that guy did a lot of the work.
Oh, did he?
No, am I being dumb? I swear it's Rex that played
Teddy Rex?
until literally, yeah.
No, it's
Yeah,
Rex.
just got...
It's Dylan Rex, brother.
No, I said Rex.
You said Teddy Rex.
No, I did. I definitely did not say Teddy. I did not say
You,
the word Teddy.
listen, man.
Rex.
I roast you. You said Teddy Rex. You should.
Well,
I should
it's
probably
Rex. Dylan
tag
Rex.
Teddy Rex. I'll go pull it up right now if you want.
Clip it. If I said Teddy, then I need sleep more than I know. But I've literally tagged Rex.
Which is
TS
why I
in
was
the
so
tweet.
confused when you said it, because I was like, "What do you mean, Teddy? Like, what do you mean, Teddy Rex?" Here, I'm listening to it.
How do we even wrap that up? Like that is bad. Like Rogue, you said it yourself. You know, that's kind of a steamroll. Like you never see stuff like that in elite finals. I mean, I want to check out what the result was, because I know that Orchid beat Notorious, but I don't know what scores it was. Watch this now also be a steamroll. Challengers Intel. By the way, if you guys aren't following Challengers Intel, if you aren't following the Pit EU, you're doing something wrong. Those guys are incredible. I guess I gotta tag Teddy Rex as well.
You said Teddy Rex. You said Teddy Rex.
Wow. The thing is, as well, if I said it, I'd actually tagged Rex DS. So I don't even like. I forget that Teddy Rex even existed.
Chat, listen.
Wild.
Listen.
Listen. I can't.
I know you can't.
I mean, I guess I gotta tag Teddy Rex. I can't hear it. I mean, that guy.
He said it. Chat can hear it. That you said it.
You lied to me. Yeah, Rogue, tell him he's lying.
I lied to you?
So, wait, EU went 4-0 as well.
Yeah, everybody. I think we should have EU and NA play just for funsies.
No, we used to try that back in the day. Didn't go well.
Didn't go well. Nobody liked this.
Well, we put something on for
we did. I mean, that was cool. I'm glad that we got to watch it. I mean, I think it'll be good to know, but I guess
next year will be. I mean, there might be more coming from us through this year. We'll see what we can get. We're able to put together. Yeah. Of course, this is an official. I keep saying the. I mean an official watch party for challengers. Obviously, we were kind of given this all very last second. So we've kind of like just managed to get here and figure out a couple of basic bits and pieces. But yeah, the plan is to do a hell of a lot going into next year. And hopefully we can be there the whole way, which will be fun.
I rushed back from a wedding for this.
Yeah, no, good. that is wild. I could have like had a couple of jars at a wedding. That would have been nice.
Well, you know.
But well.
See,
I heard it. You said Teddy Rex. Rogue, I don't need your lies. I don't need your
lies.
I need your bullshit.
All right. I mean, yeah, it's been a great kind of first little. I mean, what, 3 weeks, 2 weeks that we did this?
3
weeks. Yep, 3 weeks that we kind of came in and did this. Really cool kind of season 0 kind of first sort of tryout for us. We already have some ideas of how to increase future. One of the big things that I'm going to be asking the production team that we work with is if we can get our feed already a minute behind, so that way we don't have to put the minute delay on and we can actually have just immediate interaction with chat. Is going to be something that I'm going to try and ask to see if it's possible. I'm really hoping it is. It might be asking for a lot, but at least that way we can be a little bit more there. We don't have to worry about a delay. You know, we can be right along there with you. And that would be pretty cool. I mean, at that point, we probably could just stream off of the YouTube stream that's there, like if we wanted to. It wouldn't be too hard to do that, I guess. So maybe we'll have some talks about that's there. But it's been fun, man. To kind of dive on in.
Something that you said there as well was kind of important. Like, it's been a season 0. It's basically been a way of allowing us to test like the basics of it and get almost like a trial run that allows us to then kind of go, okay, what's ways in which we can make this, you know, obviously we want to cast it. We want to get, you know, plenty more time into our casting. We figured that, you know, that does great things for us and we want to definitely do a lot of that next year. But it's also a case of, okay, well, what kind of things can we do to make this a community space? And we've, you know, not only found a bit of a feeling and vibe on how we want that to be, but also we've already done a lot of discussions in the back about what we want to do and how we want to work with other people in the space to help this be a bit of a community hub. So yeah, there's going to be plenty of that. You know, we understand our purpose a bit here and kind of what we're trying to do. So hopefully we get plenty of opportunities to do exactly that. Obviously a lot of conversations about what maybe for the rest of this year, what maybe is going on next year. But yeah, man, it's been a blast. Absolute pleasure to do alongside you. I've used to do a hell of a lot of challenger stuff, a lot of multiplayer casting. It's been obviously considerably less over the recent years because I've been in Warzone. Still kept my nose in the space, but to go over to Warzone and do everything and then meet you over there and get to go, yo, brother, why don't we try out a bit of multiplayer and get to do something like this? It has been really fun. So yeah, man, an absolute blast as always.
No, I think this has been really, really fun. I wouldn't be surprised if there's more that comes through the rest of the year for sure. Whether it just be us getting, you know, we're already starting to get some multiplayer casting opportunities, which is really cool. You know, yes. I think we thought that we'd have to do this for a little bit longer till we get those, but thankfully we're good at what we do. So, but yeah, I think I wouldn't be surprised if there's within the Black Ops 6 season a couple more multiplayer opportunities, or at least us doing some more watch party stuff here. But I will say, moving forward, where Challengers is ending, and that's kind of what we've done here so far. Guess what? Warzone season is just getting started, baby. We had our first big customs the other night.
Crazy.
We're already getting information about like EWC and things like that. So there's gonna be a lot here. So obviously, I said it when we did our very first show. So I'll kind of we'll light leak here right now. But Enigma and I had this really cool idea for a podcast. We were originally gonna do like. It was basically going to be like every episode was like split into 2 parts where like one part would go on my YouTube and one part would go on Enigma's YouTube. So that way it was like we get to like share viewership and topics and stuff. But when we had to make this, because we were trying to avoid, we were like, I don't know if we really want to make like a whole like brand thing around it. And then this happened. And so now we just have all of the screens we need. We have the channel set up that's there. So definitely we're going to be doing some stuff for Warzone here pretty soon. We already have a pretty good idea of an episode 1 that we want to go through. So we will have some sort of, reoccurring show around Warzone, specifically around Warzone competitive, because that is where both of our passions lie. And there's really not a lot of like talking about it. And Enigma and I could sit here and talk about competitive Warzone all day. So Challengers is dope.
Good.
We'll be here talking about that. But, kind of as Challengers sort of dies down a little bit, maybe we'll throw up a watch party for, obviously Major 2 is going to have some Challenger stuff going on. I'm being told that's streamed. And then Major 3. No, what did I just say? Major 3. Sorry. Yeah. I'm thinking like, remember when we had a Major 2 at Florida,
like
the
not
too long ago.
Rex situation all over again. It's all good. We've been casting a lot lately, doing a lot of late nights.
We have. So that means you're going to go to bed. I'm going to go lay in my bed and probably be an hour away from going to sleep. So it's been fun, everybody. You got anything anything you want to say, buddy?
No, again, touching on the fact that it's an absolute pleasure to get to do this with you. Like I said, like I spent a lot of time on my very early stage of my career, my grind, working multiplayer, and very much trying to put like the time in and learn how to become a better caster and everything else. And very much so found my home in Warzone, but I've still got like this core part of my soul after watching Call of Duty for so long. I've been watching since Black Ops 2, casting since Cold War, and to be able to come, bring my friend. That is what you are. As much as I let's give you shit, you are my friend, and bring you over, and we do this together, and we very much so have a lot of fun with it, and feel like we've taken strides already, and we've got lots of plans for the future, and get opportunities already has been insane. A lot of love for that. A lot of love for the people who've been coming and supporting. People like The Pit, people like Ben Carey, people like Challenge Intel who've been supporting us a lot in the back. We're trying to help us get up to speed with everything and stats and everything else. All the love that they've given has been insane. And then also, as you said there, my friend, we've got plenty of stuff going on in Warzone right now. This is a very exciting time to be into Warzone competitive. Very exciting. And we have a lot of plans in the works.
There's a lot to talk about with Comp Warzone. So it'll be some fun stuff. But that's all we got for you here, friends. So, hopefully, we basically, to kind of give everybody a little bit of an idea, it might be a little bit until we get some more content thrown up here, just given some schedules that are going on. Literally, I go for a trip next week for something that I hope I get to announce soon. I'm literally asking them all the time. And then that second week of May, you and I are...
The thing that I know?
Yeah. And then the second week of May, Enigma and I are actually going to be casting together 3 days in a row. And then I'm potentially doing a 4th day for a completely different thing. So a lot of Warzone for casting side, which just means that we'll have to find some time to potentially record some stuff. So it'll be fun.
Yeah. I thought May was going to be quiet, and it turns out no. I said that about April as well. I thought April was going to be dead, and then we got like...
I came into April with one date on my calendar, and I was like, wow, this is like unheard of.
I came to April and I was like, oh, well, it's going to be really quiet, but it's fine because May will pick up. And then everything in May got moved to June. And I was like, oh, damn, this is going to be quiet. And then all of a sudden April filled up, and now May's filling up. And don't get me wrong, never going to complain about that. Of course, we are blessed. I know that we put in a lot of time and work, but obviously we were given opportunities by people in positions to give them. And we're very thankful for that. So, that is obviously amazing. But I mean, my calendar, your calendar looking busy. You're doing incredible things, man. We're all having a great time. So this is a really exciting time, not just for the Warzone space, but also for what we're trying to do. So proud of us, but also again, thank you for the love and support. Those of you who are out there, you know who you are.
Love COD, love God. All right, we'll see all of you later. Got plenty more stuff coming your way. Make sure to follow both of us on social media at DandroCast, at EnigmaAMC. That's all we got for this little Challengers Elite watch party. Quick little 3-0 into a 4-0 banger day of games. We'll see you later, everyone.